And we are live.
Folks at home.
Oh my God.
Folks at home, I'm loud tonight. How you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday night. Hope you're having a glorious weekend. Welcome to a special impromptu Ike Live. Put this together last minute just for your viewing and listening pleasure. We got an amazing show for you tonight. Special guest, James Elam in studio. Possibly Skeet Reese for the third or fourth time. We're going to find out in a little bit. Going to be talking a little bit about the true reasons the Upper Chesapeake Bay event was canceled. Ooh. And last but not least, very, very special guest. I believe first time ever on a video podcast. Randy Flowers coming on talking about the dark world of professional bass fishing. As I do our sponsor intros, we have a very special guest on the casting couch tonight. We have the one and only Logan Stockel tonight playing for us, and he's going to be playing background music the entire time I am reading the sponsor plugs. Go ahead, Logan, and thank you for being here. We want to thank our presenting sponsor, Mystery Tackle Box, MTB. It's like Christmas to your doorstep once a month. Listen to me. Mystery Tackle Box helps you develop confidence and new baits and new techniques. Discover new high-end gear in the regular and pro boxes. And now, a very special experience with the Elite Box. Over $60 value, yours for $39.99. Use the promo code IKELIVE when you sign up for your first Elite Box and get a lot of money off that first box. Also brought to
We're challenging you tonight, aren't we, Mike?
Yeah. Also,
All right, Logan,
also brought to you by Keep going, Logan. No, I like this. Keep going. Yeah.
You can handle it?
I can handle this. I like it. Keep going.
Tear it up, kid.
Keep going, Logan. This is smooth. I like this. Right. I like this. Also brought to you by Flambeau. Flambeau is the maker of the best tackle storage systems in the world, I promise you. They have the patented Z-Rust in each box. And, of course, the new Ike series of Flambeau boxes and bags. Use the promo code IkeLive for 20% off your entire order at FlambeauOutdoors.com. Brought to you by Liquid Mayhem. Scent is important. You got to put this stuff on your baits. You're going to get more bites. Makers of great scent flavors like shad, garlic, minnow, crawl, garlic crawl, la 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 leech. Also available now in the brand new clear color with new flavors like night crawl and anise crowfish. Go to liquidmayhem.com.
I love it.
I love it. Use the promo code IKELive25. 25% off everything on the Liquid Mayhem site. Brought to you by Hobie Kayaks. Hobie Kayaks are the Cadillac of kayaks. Yeah, we won it, Logan.
Oh, you want it?
Yeah, we won it. We need it. Hobie Kayaks are the Cadillac of kayaks. Listen, kayak fishing changing the world. Go to HobieKayaks.com. Look at these things. The amazing pedal drive system, pedal drive 360, hands-free fishing, amazing. Go to HobieKayaks.com. Brought to you by TH Marine. TH Marine are the makers of amazing marine products for everything from kayaks to canoes to john boats to bass boats to biggie small yachts. Go to thmarine.com and check out some of their products. Also announcing a brand new Ike Live boat build featuring TH products coming up.
Oh, it's coming.
Very exciting. Brought to you by Bass University. Notice the empty chair today. Pete is filming some BU stuff somewhere, maybe. Or maybe he's
way to
pressing.
Champlain for an open.
Yeah. Go to BU.com. Use the promo code TRYBU. You get 10 free days, baby. 10 free days. Brought to you by Real Snot. Listen to me. You want further cast? You want smooth cast? You want to stop that stupid backlash on your braided line? Use Real Snot. The real deal. I promise you. Try it. Go to realsnot.com. Use the promo code IkeLive25. You get 25% off anything in there. And listen to this. Even better. They're donating $1 of every purchase to the Ike Foundation. Thank you, guys at Real Snot.
As of yesterday.
Brought to you by Tackle Warehouse. Everybody I know, including KVD, uses Tackle Warehouse. Go to tacklewarehouse.com. Order all your latest tackle there. And if you spend over $50, use the promo code IkeLive and you get your shipping free. Brought to you by Line Cutters. Line Cutters cuts line like butter.
Butter.
Smooth, easy. The new flush mount. I have it on every single boat I own. Best product ever invented. Go to linecutters.com. Use the promo code IKERULES20 for 20% off your Line Cutters purchase. And last but not least, brought to you by Traeger Grills. Man, you've seen us grilling here the last 5 or 6 shows. Gosh, everything from fish to meat to salad. Put it on a Traeger grill.
Salad.
and it tastes
All right, let's do this.
amazing. All right, great show. James Elam, possibly Skeet Reese, Upper Bay cancellation. And finally, Randy Flowers, coming to you in the next couple minutes. Come on. Let's go.
Warning! The following live webcast might contain content that some people find crude, vulgar, or objectionable. When watching this program, please make sure the room is well lit and do not sit too close to the screen. If you're uptight, easily offended, or lacking a sense of humor, please stop watching right now and leave the internet. Now it's time for Ike Live.
What is this foolishness?
How many dreams can you shape in a minute, an hour?
The kind of clean you like best.
Lost 3 of my teeth, too. All right, so you lost. Next time you'll win.
Steamy, hot, hearty, delicious, invigorating.
Folks at home, how you doing tonight? I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. I know I am. It's a glorious weekend. Hope you got big plans this weekend. Hope you're going to do something safe and fun. We've got a great show in store for you tonight. I'm so excited. You're going to notice something right off the giddy. My normal co-host sitting to my right, the crust of the show, Pete Glusick, is not here tonight. Pete is driving to Lake Champlain to prepare for the next Northern Open. Pete, if you're listening in tonight, we miss you already. Drive safe. Hope you have a great event next week. But even better than Pete Glusick, our guest tonight, in studio guest, instead of sitting on the casting couch, we've got him in beach chair tonight. And I'm so happy to have this guy in studio. He's been on the show before. The one and only James Elam joins us. James, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. Yeah, happy to be here.
Great to see you.
I'm sorry I had to take Pete's place, but
no, it's a good thing. Pete's kind of a pain in the ass anyway, so yeah. I'm glad you're here. James, we're going to have a great show tonight. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff about you. We're going to be talking about Upper Chesapeake Bay, and we might get this Randy Flowers guy on the phone. I'm not sure, but it's going to be a great show. It's going to be exciting.
That's going to be a highlight.
It's going to be hot. Tonight on the casting couch, we have a very special in-studio guest. Brian the Carpenter, one of Brian the Carpenter's sons, the very talented Logan Stockel joins us tonight. Logan, how are you? Good to see you tonight. And thank you for bringing musical interest to it. What is this thing called again? It's a bassoon. It's an amazing instrument. Logan will be playing for us tonight on and off through some breaks, and I'm so excited to have a musical guest with us tonight. Logan, thank you for joining us tonight. Very excited. In the booth tonight are normal two knuckleheads creating a beautiful put-together show. Brian the Carpenter, how you doing tonight, Brian? Good to see you.
Fantastic, eh?
And your sidekick, Eric the intern, a.k.a. E, a.k.a. E-Rock.
E-Rock,
Squidward in the house tonight.
Eggwork.
How you doing tonight, guys? Doing good. Dude, you guys are almost becoming the famous duo of the South Jersey tournaments here. You're talking about North Jersey, South Jersey. You guys are dominating some of these events.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think Keith and I think the Cowans are dominating, but
yeah. And Brian, you want to give
a
a special shout out? By the way, let everybody know Brian the Carpenter brought tonight an amazing Sicilian pie.
Sicilian.
Brought some stromboli.
Strombolis.
And a couple other little, what are the other little?
Some mushroom
mushrooms
tips.
and stuff. Amazing. You want to let everybody know who's that from?
Johnny Valdez at Randazzo's Pizza.
Randazzo's in the house. Shout out to Randazzo's. Thank you for the pizza tonight. Very, very good. Very tasty. It was lovely. Guys, we gotta. This is funny because we threw this show together unexpectedly. A lot of strange things happened in the last 3 or 4 days. But it allowed us, the beauty of some of that strange things, it allowed us to put together a last-minute Ike Live.
Indeed.
Hats off to Brian. Brian, thank you for putting this together in such short notice. You
Yes.
did a good job.
Thank you for allowing it to happen, Mike.
You're welcome. You're welcome. We should probably thank Becky and Heather, or actually more, for allowing this show to happen.
Yeah, where are they?
They're out there. Thank you, guys.
Wait, you have to ask me what I'm wearing.
Oh. Becky's sitting down real quick. Heather, maybe you should come in, too. We'll have everybody on the couch tonight. Becky, how you doing tonight?
Thanks for having me.
Come on.
Am I on? Oh, I'm on.
Oh, my God, you're loud. Heather, come sit
Come on,
down,
Heather.
too.
Come on.
Come sit. Get the other headset. Wow, this is great,
I was
man.
sitting on it.
This is
There.
very unique. We have two women, two beautiful ladies on the couch with us tonight at Ike
Bondage.
Live.
This never happens.
Miss
We have a lot
Rebecca?
of ladies in here, but they're not technically women. They're just whiny.
Yes, Miss Rebecca and
What?
Heather. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for being on. I'm going to ask both of you. What are you guys wearing tonight? Beck, we'll start with you. Who are you wearing tonight?
I'm so excited. My clothing doesn't matter, but look at my gorgeous necklace.
It's unique.
Rick Klun's wife, Melissa.
Melissa Klun.
Melissa Klun has a jewelry company. She
Yes?
sells, like, I guess around Ava, but on Facebook as well.
Yeah.
Rural royalty.
Rural royalty.
That was hard to say. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Rural royalty.
Yes.
Okay, everybody out there watching, Melissa Klun, the great Rick Klun's wife, making some amazing custom jewelry.
I like it. I don't have
Rural, what is it? Rural
Royalty.
rural royalty.
I don't know why
Elam,
that's
say
so
that
hard to
3
say.
times in a row.
This
as
is
fast
my
as you
first
can.
champagne. It's tough.
Rural royalty, rural royalty, rural royalty.
Oh, boy.
Rule royalty. Rule royalty.
These don't
Rule
seem-
royalty.
Very,
Is that too small?
No,
Or
no,
I mean,
that was
not
good.
small, but
And
slow.
That
as
counts.
an
That counts.
Ike Live
Footwork.
viewer,
Yeah.
you don't get a discount.
No, you don't get any discount.
But you don't need one because
don't.
her stuff is so affordable.
Is that right? It's beautiful.
I think everything's like under $50 or something. It's
gorgeous.
wild.
It's gorgeous. Heather, who are you wearing tonight?
He's like, move on.
Listen, I was not informed that I was going to be sitting here, so we'll leave it at that.
Okay, I like the outfit. I think it's lovely.
We're kind of,
So whoever
I
you
know
are.
we didn't do this
same
on
color
purpose.
scheme.
Yeah, white and black. It's good. It's good. It's very
Thanks,
very nice.
Black.
Man, we got a great show. Before we get into the show, let me start as we always every Ike Live. I want to thank the military out there. I want to thank the veterans and active military men and women. Thank you guys for what you do. It's a crazy effing world. Also, shout out to all our policemen, our firemen, our EMT. Thank you guys. We appreciate your service. Man, Brian, let me say it again because there are people probably just tuning in right now that don't know this, but we've got James Elam sitting next to me right now. It's
Yep.
amazing. I love having guys in studio, not 1,000 miles away on Skype. We might get Skeet Reese.
We're trying.
Would you put this, Brian Carpenter, at 50-50, 60-40, 70-30? Give me a percent. I like to talk percents here.
As of this morning, he said, yeah, let's do it. But I am 0 for 3 in my Skeet Reese attempts. This
Okay.
is try number, I think, 4. So
All right. Well, so that's a maybe. It's a big maybe.
it's a definite maybe.
It's a definite maybe. Okay.
It's as good as I can call.
Okay, it's a definite maybe. We're also going to be talking about digging into the recent Chesapeake Bay, Upper Chesapeake Bay postponement.
Yep.
Talking about some of the ins and outs of that, maybe some stuff you hadn't heard before. And then as a grand finale to the show, last but definitely not least, Randy Flowers joining us. And
That's not Randy.
No, that's not Randy. Mr. Flowers has already become an iconic name in the bass fishing world. We're going to be finding out who Randy is, a little bit about his background, and also he's going to be giving us insight into the dark world of professional fishing. What does that mean? What's the dark world of professional fishing?
I don't know. Can everybody IM? Am I on? Can everybody IM what they would ask Randy Flowers?
Yes.
Because I want to know what the world wants to know from
Yes.
Randy
All
Flowers.
right. So speaking of that, please, definitely we want to hear from you. If you've got questions, comments for any of our guests, including James Elam, Randy Flowers, whoever else, hit us up on the IM right there next to your screen. You could also hit us up on our social media feeds at Ike Live Show, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Brian the Carpenter, We're giving away some amazing prizes, right, for great comments that come in tonight.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, and also
Okay.
we're announcing the winner
Yes, we
of
are
our
doing that.
TH Marine
Yes.
contest that we ran last week.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get Eric and you guys to talk a little bit about that in a second.
You want to hold on to that?
You want to hold on to it?
Or you want to kick it right off?
No, let's hold on to that
All
for a
right,
little bit
there it
because I
is.
think that's exciting.
Okay.
So definitely want to hear from you guys. I want to start with James since you're kind of in Pete's seat. First of all, what does it feel like to be in Pete's seat right now?
It was warm, you know. He had it broke in from the last show. What was it, just a week ago?
It was actually less than a week ago, right? Because it was.
But Pete wasn't here for that.
Oh, Pete wasn't here for BU.
So I just lied.
Yeah, you're sitting on Atafo, Kevin Short, and those two.
Oh,
And Ron Champion. Yeah.
and Ron Champion. Well, it's a lot of heat sitting in that
It's a
chair.
lot of heat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
going to have to perform.
You're gonna have to perform now. Now, James, you were here today and the last few days hanging around after the cancellation, doing some work for Mullex, a media event for Mullex, working with some great writers, photographers, working with Mullex. How's it been working with Mullex products the last few days in this media event?
It's been awesome. You know, today was easy because, you know, we go throw Mullex stuff and catch bass. So that was the easy part.
Where'd you fish today, by the way?
Lake X.
Lake X.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I've
So,
heard of that place.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I don't even know.
Eric's
It's-
smiling in the back. Look at him. We didn't throw anything.
I gotta get back out there.
We didn't throw anything pink today, Eric.
That's a shame. You would have caught more fish.
Hmm.
I'm
You
just
throw
kind
a
of
lot
running
of
with
pink?
the pink thing at this point.
It's crazy.
You know.
The Mullex stuff, I got to tell you, James, you've been fishing it for a while, but this is your first official year with Mullex.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, what, in your opinion, what's one of the strengths of some of the Mullex stuff?
Well, they're different. You know, when you throw a Mullex lure, all the, you know, stuff that they've got is just a little bit different than what's out there. And, you know, the Italian design's pretty neat. It's that's the main thing that stands everything apart. So they catch a lot of fish. So, you know, that in itself is the highest quality, I would say, is that
Yeah.
they're a little bit different than everything else out there.
Right. Great example of that. And Brian Carpenter, you're going to be interested in this too. Got out there today, weightless plastics, wacky rig style plastics, you know, are phenomenal this time of the year. And I was throwing a pretty traditional looking one. And you outfished me throwing a pretty unique nail weight, wacky rig style bait. Tell me the name of that bait. Tell me the name about. Look, I know he said because he don't want me to give this away.
No, I want to hear it.
Tell me the name of that bait, and it's a little different. It makes it special. Tell me about it.
It's the Mullex Sligo, and so it's a 5.5 inch straight bait, cigar shaped. But the really special thing about it is it's got spade tail, and the
I know
tail
that
narrows
bait.
down. Yeah,
Yep.
you've seen it before.
Yep.
So it's a really good nail weight bait, Nico rig, whatever you want to call it. You know, wacky rigged with the nail in the bottom. So that's what that big one came on today, out in the middle of the pond. So I mean, Lake X.
Middle of Lake X, one of those roamers out there.
It was a big one.
Yeah, and also real quick, I do want to talk about one of the new products I saw you using. I got to hear a few of the strikes and
Yeah,
watch you
yeah.
catch them, which is cool. I'm like 60 to 80 feet away, and I heard the bites.
Ooh,
Pretty insane. Fishing a frog.
it's got to be a frog.
Yeah, a lot of you saw it at ICAST this year. It's a brand new frog from Mullex. It's called a Super Natto frog. This is kind of a hybrid frog. Tell everybody about that bait a little bit.
It is. So, you know, for me, like the Super NATO frog, it's got, you know, these legs that kick, and that's basically replaced all frogs for me because I can do anything that I can with the traditional frog with that lure. I can fish it slow still, but in between, you know, grass mats or whatever, I can just crank it and I can catch an open water fish on it, whereas other frogs, you know, don't have that action. So that's what's cool about it to me.
Yeah.
And even better, you know, if a pike bites your tails off or something like that, you can just replace them. So it's got a good screw lock in it, and it's got two little prongs to hold it in place so it won't come undone. And you can put anything on there you want. You know, you can put a
you can
worm
modify
on there.
it.
Yeah, you can put a plastic worm on there or whatever, a grub.
Right.
So it's awesome.
It's a cool bait.
Yeah.
Keep your eye out for that, guys. It's coming out from Mullex real
Yep.
soon. Launched at ICAST. I want to get a little bit away from talking about fishing, sponsor stuff. And James, this is something that we ask everybody, especially when they're in studio. And I want to talk about your background a little bit and how you got into fishing. Tell me where you grew up and tell me how you got into this sport. What was your background in getting into fishing?
Well, growing up, you know, I'm from northeast Oklahoma, so there's a lot of great bass fishermen from that area of the country, and we've got a lot of great lakes. And growing up, I fished with my dad, you know, so from the time I was probably in diapers, you know, I was fishing.
Was he a
with him.
tournament angler?
Yes,
He was.
he's a good one. most everything I know comes from him, especially all the basic stuff for sure. We fished together in father and son tournaments growing up, and then graduated into just normal team tournaments. You know, until I started doing this, but yeah, that's how I got started. All my uncles, all my family knows how to fish. My mom and my grandma are really good anglers too.
Right.
Just because that's the culture of our family.
Yeah.
So that's how I got involved. Is someone older taking me.
Yeah. Now here's an interesting thing, I love this about your story, is that there are a bunch of the new, young, talented guys like yourself, Matt Lee, Jordan Lee, a lot of guys. I could rattle off about 10 or 12 really good younger pros coming up right now that took the college route, and I love it because it wasn't there when I was young. But tell me about your college experience, your degree, and then did you fish? You fished college team,
Yeah, so
tell me about that a little bit.
So I went to Oklahoma State University. I fished, through up to a college, and when it was time to go to school, I didn't make my decision on where I'm going to go based upon if they have a fishing team or not.
Right.
I went and got I wanted to get a degree in landscape architecture, so that's what I did. Right about the time I was.
What? Wait a minute. Look at. Did you just see what happened?
What?
I just saw this. Seriously. Brian the Carpenter, can we get help us out real quick? Give us a casting couch shot, because look at what just happened to Becky's face. Hold on. Watch this again. I'm going to mention it again. Hold on. Okay. Ready? James Elam, what is your degree in from college?
Landscape architecture.
Oh my God! Look at it. It's her dream. It's her dream degree.
I saw-
All right, so every little kid wanted to be like a ballerina or a fireman. I was a little kid. I was
Right.
like, I want to be a landscape architect.
Wow, that's
Whoa!
crazy. Small
How about
world.
that?
That's crazy.
Beck.
I did it. Yep. It's
Can
crazy.
we play in the yard tomorrow?
We
man,
told
that's
you we
funny.
were putting you to work,
Yeah.
but you didn't know what ways.
I
did
noticed
you?
all the landscaping outside.
I had no, and I have no degree, so I just
And
randomly
do
built
it
that
all
stuff.
yourself.
Yeah,
I was telling Logan, I was like, look at this. They do this all themselves.
with
It's
no sense. That's
amazing.
why
Did a good
stuff's
job.
falling over.
Yeah,
but
stuff's falling apart.
No, it
Yeah,
was
stuff's
great.
dying. You know.
We,
So
we,
Beck-
kind of learn as we go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
Becky
looks
told me
great.
you guys spray paint trees and
Oh,
stick 'em in the
everything.
ground.
Oh, yeah, weird-
everything.
weird stuff.
Yard ornaments and
Oh.
but it's cool.
I'm all
knows?
about it.
Yeah,
knows?
it's
Yeah.
awesome.
So a degree in landscape architecture, which
Yes.
doesn't necessarily translate directly to bass fishing,
It
but
doesn't.
But a lot of your classes, I'm sure, helped you in the long run.
Yeah, well, I mean, the hard work, I guess, and I guess that carries over.
Yeah.
But actually, about the time I was a freshman is right when college fishing just got started. So about the time I'm a sophomore, we put a club together, about 4 guys. By the time I graduated, there was 40 of us, and we had probably
Wow.
like 12 boats. So
Wow.
I saw like the beginning and the evolution of the sport
Yeah.
in college.
Yeah.
So that was pretty neat, and fished some national championship tournaments.
Yep.
And got to fish some college tournaments.
Wow.
So
Now, how much, looking back, that experience, fishing college tournaments, college teams, is that something you can look back on and say that was a huge help to what I do now, or was it just kind of a gradual learning piece?
I would say it was both. It was definitely a gradual learning piece, but it got me to step out of my comfort zone. I never fished outside of like Arkansas and Texas, or Arkansas and Oklahoma. Got me out, different
Right.
lakes, different places around the country, and I could learn how to fish different places, which is really critical nowadays because we're all over the country.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was probably the best thing about that. And then you meet a lot of people, you network, and that's all good. So
Do you ever look back and say, man, I don't know if I should have did this. I wish I should have been a landscape architect.
no.
You're
Yeah.
enjoying what you're doing now. Now,
It was tough to get a job when I got out of school.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
was around 2010.
Now, do you ever look at a lake like Lake X today, look out there at that field of vegetation and just want to redesign it? Just move the hydrilla mat somewhere?
Yeah,
Maybe add a little lily pad?
Yeah, make it patchier. Get rid of that scummy black stuff that's,
Oh,
that's growing out there.
You mean the pussy snot?
Yeah, no.
Oh.
It's Black Death, Mike.
Black
the
Death.
Black
Oh, I'm
Death.
sorry.
The Black Death.
Black Death.
How's your Spanish, by the way?
Used to be okay, but now I don't remember anything.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
beat then.
Yeah,
Stick to fishing.
Yeah, it's too late. I can't go back now. I'm in the trap.
Yeah.
You're caught in the trap.
I'm in the trap.
You are caught in the trap.
Yeah.
So you graduate college, and then you see this thing called professional fishing. You have your eye on it. What makes you jump into it? What's the deal?
I mean, yeah, growing up as a young kid and angler, I always wanted to do that, of course. Fish seriously, but I always knew how hard it probably was to do that. I wasn't, reluctant to that.
Yeah.
I knew it was tough, so I never really set my goals on trying to, do that for sure. But what happened is the Bassmaster Classic came around to Grand Lake.
Yep.
And I tried to jackpot the opens to try to win one and fish it on Grand Lake because I fish Grand Lake all the time. Just so happened I, qualified for the Elite Series that way and just did it.
Right. Never looked back.
No.
So what year was that?
That was 2012 when I fished the opens and qualified for the Elites for the first year in the 2013 season. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I remember that classic well.
Yeah. Mike was right there. Tied for first.
I had a good first day.
I remember the weigh-in. I had
a good first day, and then my bite kind of fizzled. A lot of it was I was affected by the boat traffic for sure.
Yeah,
but a lot of it was just I think that bite was fizzling. The bite that I was on.
It's a tough time of year.
Yeah, it is what it is. And that dog I think followed me because we heard a dog barking all day today.
Yeah.
Did you hear that thing whining out there?
I did.
It might have been a dog from Oklahoma.
It's like you're haunted.
I'm haunted by dogs.
Yeah.
Irv. By the way, Brian the Carpenter, is it interesting? James doesn't have what I would consider an Oklahoma accent.
What is an Oklahoma accent?
I don't know. I've just heard a lot.
Don't have one either.
No,
He just yells a lot.
No, but there are a lot of Oklahomians that have a more distinct Oklahoma accent. If I had met you off the street and didn't know where you were from, I couldn't really place you.
Where would you say? Yeah, you couldn't place.
I would place you down south, but not necessarily Oklahoma. It'd probably be more like. I don't know. What do you think? Virginia?
Honest to
Really?
God.
You have
Close your eyes.
Yes.
And James and John Cruz sound exactly the same.
Yeah.
What about Prosnick?
No.
Nah.
No.
Prosnick sounds like Fat Cat.
He's in hillbilly Virginia.
Oh, there's a difference.
Yeah. No, Virginia is what I thought. Like if I closed my eyes and heard you talking, I'd see the floppy hair. The Virginian floppy hair. You'd have like a pink polo on.
No.
And you'd have vanity tags on your car.
This is I'm from Virginia, so this is his dig.
Makes sense.
But honest, can we do something where we put like John Cruz clip and James clip? You guys say things exactly the same.
No, they're not that talented back there. They can't do that. They didn't even look. They're like, no, we're not doing that.
I tried.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Told you.
We're on Instagram.
It's crazy. I gotta, you've had, in my opinion, so this is what year is this?
This is my 6th year.
6th year.
Yeah.
In my opinion, you had a spectacular career thus far. How would you rate your first 6 years of professional fishing?
I hope so. I think the last 3 years have been really good. Maybe, the last 4 probably. 3. What is this? Yeah. So my 3rd year is really when things, changed for me. The end of my 3rd year.
Right.
The first 2 were tough,
Right.
Finished 75th, 70th in the points or something, which isn't terrible, starting out.
Yeah.
But things really started clicking for me then, and it just takes that long to get established,
What was the difference? What was the difference? You hear that from so many people. We've had guys in here that are rookies, that are sophomores, that are juniors that said, God, it was tough, but all of a sudden something clicked. What is it? What was it for you?
For me, it was the fishing more than anything. From the get-go, I felt, confident I could compete. It's just knowing all the things you need to know before you show up to the lake. Because,
right.
You don't know those things,
Yeah.
I mean, you don't come to the Chesapeake Bay from Oklahoma and know what to do. So
yeah.
That's kind of what I was battling mostly. And when you go around the United States, a couple times, a couple different seasons, the next time you come back, you start to know what you need to do right from the get-go.
Yeah.
And, with our short practices and everything, that's the key is, knowing what to do right off the bat.
There's a lot of guys watching and listening right now that are aspiring, they're in college, they want to do this, and they think, give them a tip to utilizing a 2.5 day practice period. Because it's a short period of time on a big place that you've never been. How do you approach that? What's the strength for you to do that?
I think the biggest thing is you're not going to find everything out in 2.5 days. You're not going to figure everything out. Sometimes you find a really good place. You can find a glory hole and you can do really well.
Right.
That's cool, but that doesn't always happen. But
where are you finding them?
Happen. Yeah, where am I finding
I found one in the bathroom at Sparkles one time.
Me and Mike fished
And
one
Jacoby's.
last year at Mullex.
Logan,
actually.
earmuffs.
What? Oh no, it was enchanté. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I try.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
So, yeah, where were we there? Yeah, so
I don't know. I just keep seeing that thing that you pulled out of the wall. it's laying
Wait.
face down right now.
Michael
we can't-
Joseph.
we
All right.
can't get into
Listen,
that.
listen. I was pointing to Logan and showing him. I'm like, look.
That's your dad. He's got a man's hardworm and a pick in his hand.
Oh, Mike, pick that
He
up
said
real
he
quick.
remembered. He remembered. Yeah, he recognized the paws.
It's definitely right.
So creepy.
By the way,
It's creepy.
James, somebody on the IM board, who suggested that?
Tommy.
Go ahead.
Tommy would like you to redesign Dave Brodzik hairline when you get a chance.
Redesign Dave Brodzik hairline
Yeah.
with your landscape architect.
With your degree.
That's
yeah,
a good one.
correct.
okay.
So short practice. Don't try to fish at all.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, that's the thing. Well, no, yeah, you gotta fish. You gotta fish hard.
Fish hard.
Just like you do. So, figure out as much as you can in practice, but a lot of that comes down to in the tournament, keeping an open mind and
Right.
practicing during the tournament.
Fishing
So,
free. Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
that's a big deal for me, is just being confident in that, not worrying about trying to figure it all out.
Yeah.
But you gotta have something go off, and just being pretty good with your guessing before you get there. You know, pick a couple areas and you can't do too much.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We've actually, it's funny because we've ended up in the same spot a few times in the
Yeah.
last few years.
Yeah.
I when we had you on before, I mentioned, I know a lot of guys remember that we ended up in the same spot at Mullex at the AOY Championship.
Mhm.
Man, it was nice because you kind of allowed me to fish around and we shared water really good. And I appreciate that because that was a big reason I think
welcome.
I got to the Classic that year. And we ended up at the same place at Hawaii this year, which was interesting.
I almost started there, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if you started there.
I didn't start there. I started a lot of other places, and I got there probably 20 minutes before you did.
And how many did you catch? Three
I
or four?
caught one off of all those boulders.
Yeah.
I caught four. One
Four,
off
yeah.
of each of those four big boulders.
Yeah.
But
And
they were pound and a halfers. They weren't
Right,
big
right.
ones. Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't know how big a fish they were, but
Right.
yeah, that's good to know.
Yeah, they weren't big ones.
Yeah, that's
but in that tournament it was a big boost. for me.
Yeah,
But
you know, that boulder deal was a dying deal. Once you caught a fish off
It was a
boulder,
dying
Yeah,
deal.
there wasn't a new one coming. So.
No, they were they post spawners with fry or were
I
they?
think so.
Yeah.
You know, I caught the first day. I caught 4 fish off of boulders. Actual fish I'd caught in practice, and they even had the hook mark in them and everything.
Wow,
So,
same fish.
Yeah, so they had to be some kind of post spawn. You know, they were
Yeah.
hanging around garden.
Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah,
So.
interesting. I want to switch gears here a little bit, Brian the Carpenter, and I want to get your take on the sport in general. I want to hear it because we hear so much on Ike Live from veterans of the sport who say, you know, man, I've been fishing 20 years, 25 years, and here's the state of the sport. I'd actually like to get it from your perspective. You're one of the young guys. You've been in it 6 years. You're going to be here another 15 or 20 years.
I hope so.
Yeah, you'll be here another 15 or 20 years. What's your take right now on the state of the sport?
You know, I honestly, for me, something that I do is I try to stay out of a lot of the talk and chatter and stuff like that, and I try to just fish, as hard as I can, and try to make the best decisions I can. That's one thing about fishing in itself, and this, as a professional, is you don't know the future of the sport. Sometimes you
Right.
don't know where it's heading,
Right.
and I don't feel like I really do know the answer to that. So, that's something that is scary. If you want to do this for a living, that's something you need to know.
Yeah.
Because there's no guarantees.
Right, right. How have I know again a lot of people watching want insight onto how to work with sponsors. And I noticed with you, you've done a really great job in securing a big portfolio at an early stage of your career. You've been working with some amazing companies. Give guys some insight on how you've done such a good job at that.
Yeah, so that's the hardest thing, sometimes, starting off, and I didn't have that help, from everybody starting off.
Right.
Of course, you do have to get out there and catch fish and do things right, and the rest comes.
Yeah.
But Daylight Donuts was really, really critical for me.
Yeah.
In the
Big-
beginning.
big supporter
Yeah, so
of you. Yeah.
they supported me my rookie season.
Yeah.
And I'm still with them today.
Wow.
So that's been a really big deal for me.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest. So
By the way,
Every-
if there's somebody watching right now and they want to get a daylight donut
Daylight Donuts, yeah, they're all over the U.S.
all over the U.S.,
Yeah.
how can they get a hold of a donut?
They go to the donut shop early in the morning.
Okay. So Daylight Donors is the supplier of donut places, or are they the?
They have little stores all
Little
over the
stores,
US.
okay.
Yeah. So
cool.
just like a any other donut shop, that you've seen around.
Man.
But yeah, they're really good.
Eric likes
glazed,
pink donuts.
Glazed are great. The bear claws are great.
Yeah. Brian Carpenter.
Oh, we got a question on the IM board.
Yeah. Someone wants to know how much Biffle sold you those shorts for.
Are they short? It's because I'm Daddy
someone wants to know.
Longlegs over here.
I don't think they're biffle short.
Not bad.
The people think they are.
No.
Therefore, they are.
I don't see any junk hanging out. Biffle's the actual stuff's hanging out. I don't see anything hanging.
All right. Well, it's the night is young.
The night is young.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, here's the other thing, Brian Carpenter. I want to tell you something that's very interesting, and I saw it when I fished side by side with James last year in the Mullex Championship. I saw it today on the water, and I want to talk about this. I want to get James. I want to get your take, and I want to get Brian, Eric, everybody. I want to get everybody's take on this. The different styles of fishing, and let me go into this. I can vividly remember being at Mullex. And I'd look over, and we had this amazing morning spot where we started. And I'm talking about 4 to maybe sometimes 5 pound smallmouths. And I would look over at James, he'd be hooked up, sometimes on a spinning rod, and just so calm.
Yes.
Almost to the point where you didn't even know he had a fish on, right, bro? Like fighting this fish, and it's a giant. And he's just taking his time, no emotion, just very calm, relaxed, and gets the smallmouth in the boat. Same thing today. I looked over there. I watched him catch a lot of 4 and 5 pounders today. Just you wouldn't even know he had a fish on. Just calm.
Yeah.
And dude, and for me, it's I can
You're a
remember
mess,
being at
dude.
Mullex, dude.
You're a wreck.
I hook a 3.5 pounder. I'm running around. I'm panicking. I'm like, oh god, he's gonna come up. He's gonna come up. And oh no, he's got one treble hook, and I'm just running, and I'm frantic every time I hook a fish.
Yes.
Dude, it's so different, the styles of fishing. I got to be honest with you. I think I like from a standpoint of being good in the sport and being more effective. I think you got a better strategy, right? Because you're calm.
Maybe, yeah.
You're the highs might not be as high, but the lows aren't as low, right? You're just even.
That's a fact.
You're
dude.
just even, and
Nobody
I think
gets as high or as low as you.
no, and that's a good thing. I think the evenness of that makes you a more solid angler, right?
Yeah.
But tell me a little bit about that, because I noticed that. Is that something you try to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've learned to do that.
All right,
It's
tell
an-
me about that.
I guess it's like a thing I've adapted to in some way because starting out, you have a lot of bad things happen to you. Your first 2 years, you miss cuts because of one fish at the end of the day. After the second day, that happened to me. It really happened to me probably like 4 times the second year, and that really kicks you and beats you down. So you got to learn how to not let that stuff bother you that much, and if you can stay on a moderate, even keel line, you're better off, I think, and that's the best for me. Trying not to just, if you lose one, you lose one.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it still it bugs you, but it's gonna happen, I guess. And going crazy for me, like that doesn't. I mean, I just try to pay all full attention to a fish, especially smallmouth. I'll fight them till they're done, and then I try to get them in. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just what I do. I guess.
It's awesome. Brian, get your thoughts on that, man. Is it better to be even keeled, or is it better to have those extreme highs and lows?
Everybody's
I try
different.
to stay even keeled, especially when fighting
Can't hear you.
fish. I say,
Oh boy, here we go.
I push that damn button.
You're calm. I've noticed that.
I've
calm.
really tried to stay calm when fighting a fish these days. It's something like James was saying that I really try to focus on. Fight the fish, let the fish wear himself out. I don't know, man. Maybe watching these guys on social media with their, you know what I mean? Like, that's a little bit of a turnoff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to enjoy the moment. I work so hard to get a damn bite.
Yeah.
Live here in Jersey, a good day's 4 bites. I want to enjoy the damn.
Tell me
thing,
about
dude.
it.
Jesus, I want to live in that moment.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know that. I just think if you get comfortable, dude. We grew up with Fritz.
Oh yeah.
And setting his drag to where he could pull it with his lips.
With his lips.
Walking it around the boat.
Yeah.
Worked for him. He tore it up there for a minute.
Right.
With monofilament.
Mono. Old
Pistol
school.
grips.
Stren. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lose.
So anyhow, I like to live in the moment a little bit and take my time with them.
Yeah.
And I don't think I could do what you do anyhow.
Yeah.
I couldn't operate at your pace.
Yeah. I don't know. I
fuck everything up.
I like that even keel. I like that. You know,
good
I
luck
think.
with it.
I mean, if I could go back in time, I think from a performance standpoint, I'm saying I think that's a better
You need medication, Mike.
I would need medication.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to remember, dude, I was born in 1972, so they didn't diagnose that shit. Brian DeCarpenter, you're as old as me. They don't diagnose that shit back in the day.
You were just crazy.
I vividly remember, I swear to you, Brian, you know this story, I swear to you. I lived on Oakland Ave with my grandmother and grandfather for a lot of years, and my mom was a single mom. Eventually, she bought a small little house on Orchard, and I'd get home, and I had kind of this way in everything in life, but I'd get home from school, and I don't know, we'd be freaking out about something or yelling, and I remember my mom came back and said, yeah, it's funny, the neighbors, they came up into the office, and she worked in a municipality, and she's like, she thought I
got Skeet trying to holler. Keep going.
She thought a retarded kid lives next door. Because I'd be yelling so much and like
what?
freaking.
Hold on, Skeet. Hold on a second, Skeet. Wait, what'd you say?
Yeah, retarded. Our neighbor, when we just moved in that house.
They said that about you?
They thought I was
because all the screaming.
Because of the screaming, the excitement, the yelling, they thought I was retarded. But I mean, it's just who I am. You know what I mean?
A little bit.
But they didn't diagnose that shit.
To each his own.
I think I might have Skeet hot on the line. So let me chase this down.
Okay, let's chase down. While we're waiting, let me remind everybody, you're listening to a brand new, off-the-cuff, special Ike Live, brought to you on a Saturday night. Special in-studio guest, James Elam, sits to my right, or as we're going to call him later, Jason Elam, or no, what is it?
Jason Elam. No, Elam.
Elam?
Yeah. No, it's Elam. That's how you say Elam.
Okay.
But he says it Elam.
Elam. Jason Elam.
No, he said Elon with an
Elon.
N.
Oh, Elon.
Yeah.
Jason Elon.
Jason.
You're going to
Elon.
get that a little later in the show.
Yeah.
We want to hear from you. Hit us up on the IM. Eric the intern, what do we got coming through? We got anything good besides the short jokes?
A lot of people asking about Randy. It seems like the hype for Randy is real right now.
The hype is real.
The hype is
Definitely
real.
The hype is real for Randy.
The hype is so real.
Everyone wants to know,
Alright, so
who he is. All right, here we go. What are we doing?
I can't hear anybody back
Yeah.
there. Okay.
Yeah, the hype is real. So give me a second. I'm going to try to get Skeet on the line.
Okay.
And what you guys scream and piss and holler about the Chesapeake.
Okay.
And then
That's
we're going to
awesome.
get Randy on.
All right, I want to set this up. So we're gonna change topics right now. Everybody that's watching and listening Ike Live tonight, we're talking about the recent postponement of the Upper Chesapeake Bay event. It was scheduled for last week. Actually, today would have been the third competition day. Top 50 would have been fishing today. A lot of you that follow the blogs and Bass Fan, Bassmaster, Wired to Fish, all that, heavy floods, a lot of rain in a short period of time caused a lot of water to come down the Susquehanna River and really, really put a lot of water into the Upper Chesapeake Bay. The night of the meeting, there was an emergency meeting between the Angler Advisory Board and the tournament officials at Bass. A decision was made late. I mean, really, 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 really late Wednesday night. According to my phone, I think it was about 11 o'clock that the tournament was going to be, quote, unquote, postponed. I woke up to it 4:30 in the morning. Honestly thought it was a joke, but it wasn't. They decided to cancel it, citing safety reasons. Big topic, and I want to get a lot of people's opinions on it. I don't trust anyone's opinion more than the guy that we have on the phone right now, and I'm excited because I think this is officially the first time we've had him on Ike Live, and I appreciate him coming on so much. The one and only Skeet Reese joins us on the phone tonight. Skeet?
What's up, playa?
How you doing, Skeet? What's going on?
I'm good. I'm at the Hook Big Fish Classic in Ocean City, Maryland right now.
Ocean City,
And
Maryland.
It's pretty much a shit show.
Okay. Is it saltwater, freshwater? What's happening?
saltwater. So I guess since our tournament got canceled, I figured I might as well come check out another tournament. So these guys, they just fish. Doesn't matter biggest fish, whether they can catch a shark or marlin, a tuna. So they got a single biggest fish winner, and then they got a 4 fish limit winner. So doesn't matter what you weigh.
Wow.
So we came down here to check it out for a day.
Very, very cool. Now, are there any big logs floating out there where you're at?
There's no logs here.
Okay. All right, no, we're talking about we've been hinting around at it, and I value your opinion. We've been talking about this postponement or cancellation or whatever you want to call it. We've had a lot of IMs already come through. I'd say it's about 50-50 from our viewers. People agree or people don't agree. Give me your thoughts, Skeet. And a lot of people out there, want to know your thoughts on it as well.
Well, my personal opinion, they made the wrong decision. The thing is, the Chesapeake as well is probably better than anybody, but the amount of fishable water on that place is insane.
Right.
It's one of the biggest watersheds that we've probably ever gone to.
Yeah.
And the amount of affected water on that fishery was maybe, I'm going to be generous and say it's 5% of it.
Right.
That was affected. And, there's a lot of armchair fishermen out there listening. They're going to bash me. Well, that's fine. But until you're actually out there in the water and you're fishing for a living, you don't understand anything. But there was so much fishable water that guys have a choice. So they could have gone up and floated it within the log, saying it was unsafe. But the fact is, there was, I don't know, there's a whole lot of other rivers that were fishable that were not flooded, that had no debris. So yeah, unfortunately, I understand Bass's take on it. I mean, they're looking from a liability standpoint. They're trying to cover their bases. When they got fishermen that are worried about the water they're fishing being hampered, and then it becomes a fear factor. It's like, oh gosh, what am I going to do? I'm going to go get the bass now. I'm worried about hitting a log. I get it.
Yeah.
I'll hit logs. That's fun out. I've blown lower units off. I've ripped motors off. I've blown off that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, in some fisheries, yes, it would have made a huge impact. But the amount of fishable water that was left on Chesapeake Bay was astronomical.
Yeah.
And
that's a good point. That's a good point. And a lot of our listeners and viewers right now, and Brian the Carpenter, this is a rough estimate, but I want to let everybody listening know that the water that we could fish in the upper Chesapeake Bay, and basically everything was a fair game. We couldn't go through the C&D Canal. There's over 300,000 acres of fishable water that we had access to. I agree with you, Skeet. Dude, that bay
Is that real? 300,000?
300,000 is the number.
I know it's the second largest freshwater estuary in the world.
That's correct. It's the second largest. And
is it really?
It is. And the amazing thing to me is, dude, that bay and the Susquehanna River, that's been doing that for thousands of years. Dude, the bay knows how to handle a big influx of water. I told this story before. I want to tell it again to everybody. Skeet, they canceled it. I woke up that morning. I'm like, well, shit, I might as well head home. I'm an hour and a half away. I'm going to pack the truck. I packed the truck.
Nice. Must be nice for you.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. Shit, I'm going to go home, pack the truck, and I had a house on the northeast. It was about halfway back into the northeast. I went out back before I left and looked down. The water was the cleanest I've seen it all week, dude. It was beautiful. It was calm. There was bait jumping. And I felt bad. I felt awful that decision was made. I did. I had a knot in my stomach that the wrong decision was made. I just want to put you on the spot right now, Skeet, and ask you this flat out. Did our anglers, did our body of anglers having a bad practice affect the decision not to fish this event?
My gut decision is yes. I don't know the honest answer. I would be speculating. But I do know that, yes, it was a tough practice. I mean, I had as long a practice as probably anybody. but I was still optimistic about going out and just going fishing and doing my job and catching what I had to catch. But I do know that, that from what the comments I heard from the board, the advisory board, and the comments the advisory board was getting from their group of anglers that they reached out to was that, there's a lot of them that felt like, there was, I know a portion of them were fishing the flats.
Right.
And so when their water got blown out, they're like, well, I got nowhere else to go, so what am I supposed to do? But because fishing was tough,
right,
and guys are fishing all day and getting no bites, 1 bite, 2 bites, 3 bites, they just assume not have the tournament and get rid of it, period.
Yeah. Isn't that, isn't that scary? I mean, that's scary to me that the sport has gotten to the point where a bad practice from a portion of anglers is a means to get an event canceled. That's scary to me, man.
Well, I mean, we can speculate on this. We can argue it's, whose fault. We can point fingers. The fact is, it is what it is. It happened.
Right.
Bass
right.
is, they felt they made the decision that was best for them. They want to say it was best for the anglers. And they're in a tough predicament over this as well.
Right.
So this was not an easy decision for them, and I feel for them. I mean, this was impactful in a lot of ways. It impacted everybody, the community, bass, the anglers. We're all impacted by this in a negative way. But dude, in the end, in my opinion, we could have fished. Whether did the tournament get canceled because the guys having a that's possible.
Right. Let me jump back and ask you this, because we've kind of speculated off camera about this, and I want to get your opinion on it. You're one of the veterans of the sport, like I am. We've been doing it now.
You're old.
Yeah, we're old. We're both old guys. We've been doing it a long time, gone on over 20 years, and I want your opinion on it, because I know my opinion. Has the sport changed? Has the sport itself changed to the point where this kind of stuff is happening more often? Because I'd be honest with you, Skeet,
absolutely.
I don't remember when we started, and I'm talking about in the late 90s, early 2000s, we were cutting our teeth on the pro level. Dude, I remember fishing at dude, I would let us out in everything. Dude, we fished 10-foot waves, we fished floods, they let us go in lightning storms. I feel like the sport has changed.
Here's my take on it, Mike. It's not a sport, it's society.
Right.
It's lawsuits and liabilities.
Right.
That has changed. That's the fear factor. We all pay higher premiums, whether
right.
Boat insurance, we're paying higher premiums, and everybody's worried about getting sued. And that's how I take it. It's become a liability. Is that off the hook? If they are on the, are they on the hook if they launch us and we go out and somebody gets hurt?
Right.
That's and it's not just fishing. That's a society. I mean, that's my personal take on it. But tournament fishing is different than what. I mean, you listen to the stories of Rick Hunt and Tommy Pearson, did it 40 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping them. They go out on the Erie in full footers.
Right.
People, passing boats in the air out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now it's, and I get it. There's some point in time where we have to be logical. Okay, what's safe, what's not. But in this situation, there was a whole lot of safe water to fish.
Right. Yeah. I believe there was too. I feel like, man, this is if you sign up for this job, right? You're a professional angler. You want to fish the elites.
Amen.
Go do it. This is what you do, right? This is your job description, man. Go fish.
I agree.
Skeet,
I'm right there behind you on it.
Skeet, do you feel like we're fishing with a bunch of pussies anymore?
There's here's my take on it. The squeaky wheels. How's it work? Squeaky wheels. We got some squeaky wheels on tour that, yeah, they don't wanna fish in rain. They don't want to fish in waves. They don't. You know, we have some fair weather fishermen on tour. I'm going to say that. Yeah. So, is your word, are they 50s? Oh, well.
All right, James Elam, you're sitting right next to me. Why Skeet's on the phone? I do want to get your take too.
James.
Yeah. Was it the right thing?
Flavor Flav. Hey, you should see Flavor Flav's watch.
Yeah, Flavor James.
Flavor James?
Flavor James. I didn't bring the gold
Flavor
watch.
James, yeah, he's got a watch, ladies and gentlemen. It's like, remember old Flavor Flav?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Flavor, he's a watch about as big as Flav.
We talking about diamonds in the bezel?
No diamonds in the bezel. Just
Okay.
gold. All gold.
Okay. I didn't know if you were like Ish Monroe, diamonds in the bezel stuff.
No.
Okay.
No.
James, was it the right thing or the wrong thing to cancel this event?
So the Bay, I think there's two sides to it. Obviously, the main area, a lot of people are going to fish. There's going to be a lot of danger there. There's going to be a lot of logs and potentially, some logs that were underwater, which we usually don't see most places. In most floods, waterlogged logs you don't see. And from a fisherman's perspective, doing what we do, you and Skeet.
James, don't waffle on me.
Yeah, if we, what's waffling, anyways? Blueberry waffle.
Blueberry?
Yeah. So if we throw somebody out of the boat, we're liable for that. So that's something that, I'd be concerned for. Everybody's concerned out there for.
But isn't that something that's a possibility in every event we fish?
It is. It certainly is. And you try to be as safe as you can be, but that can happen anywhere.
Right.
Rough water, hard turns, anything like that. But in this scenario, there was a lot of floating debris and all that stuff. So I feel like Skeet, we could have fished, most certainly. I feel like, especially like the elk and the sassafras were pretty clean. There were other areas too that it just seemed like there probably were areas that you could have gone and not been in a harmful place.
Right.
So, hindsight's 50-50, I guess, but the main thing was the fishing was bad, and guys, I guess, maybe would have wanted to come back at a later time. So, but there's no winners here now. Everybody knows that. Everybody's going to lose on this deal. The anglers, bass, if we come back, it's going to cost $2,000 again, for gas and a hotel and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Or, to camp, whatever you do. But,
yeah.
And, first and second and third place are going to make money, and everybody else is going to lose.
Right. Skeet, let me ask you this real quick too. Here's the other thing that caught my eye, and I wanted to see if you saw this too. Do you feel like I don't know the right word? Brian Carpenter, you got a dictionary there. Was bass semi deceitful? Maybe it's not the right word, or maybe cover up. I don't know what the right word here is. I'm looking for the right word. Post cancellation, misleading might be the right word. Was Bass a little misleading when they sent up media guys way up the Susquehanna the day it was canceled to show floating debris 2 bridges up the Susquehanna?
Did Peter get used?
Yeah.
So as a fan of the sport and as an angler and watching it, that's how I took it. They set themselves up to be able to make the decision,
right,
and justify their decision. That's how I interpret it, and that's my interpretation. I could be completely wrong on it, but yeah, when they show pictures of logs in the river, way upriver, flooded and nasty and chocolate, that for the rest of the world that has never seen the Chesapeake Bay, that's what they see,
right,
and that's all. That is the dangerous thing. Yes, if you ran up there. There was a lot of logs to hit up there.
Right.
But like I said, it's the other 290,000 acres of the Chesapeake Bay that wasn't affected. So I still believe that. I mean, it was kind of I read it like you did. It was like, they're just kind of preempting their decision.
I saw a whole lot of pictures of the gates at the Conowingo Dam. And for those of you listening and watching, Brian the Carpenter knows you can't get 10 miles near the Conowingo Dam in a regular bass boat. It's rapids up
Well,
there.
you can now.
You can now, right, right.
Just dodge along to get there.
Maybe that's where it would have been won.
Do you remember the Alabama River?
Yeah, the Alabama River is a great example. They let us fish in that flood, and those guys went way up to the... Yeah, they went...
That was like white water. Yeah, that was the craziest...
What's the difference?
Situation I think I've ever seen in tournament fishing. Guys running up there.
The difference is probably what happened on Okeechobee.
Okeechobee was maybe a defining moment this year for canceling events.
Yeah,
could have been.
I think that you're still feeling a rippling effect from that.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So
it's a good point.
There's probably truth in that. And I mean,
it's a good point.
There's reality in that. There's a hard part to swallow and accept is that we've had trouble and something like that is definitely and that's a liability. Nobody wants to be put back in that situation to be liable for that and be accountable for something like that happening again.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Skeet, one more thing, and we're going to let you go. I know you've got a lot of stuff going on.
I got mahi tacos on the table.
All right. Yeah, we're going to let you get back to mahi because that sounds good. I do want to, real quick, before you go, what do we do now, okay? It's water under the bridge. It's over. We got to accept the decision Bass made. It's done with. What do we do now? I know a lot of people on our IM right now and our instant messaging, they're lighting up about what are the options to reschedule. Let me get your take on this because the big thing that came out of the Sabine River, and James, you remember, is they didn't take the anglers into account whatsoever when rescheduling the Sabine River.
No.
What's going to happen
now? I know
now?
where you're going with this. So here's the thing.
Okay.
We don't absorb the cost of coming back here. So I think the smartest thing to do, in my opinion, is we go fish Waddington, and the full field goes to AOY.
Right.
So we make the AOY event the last and final event, traditional event. It's a paid entry fee, and your top 50 is ends after the AOY event.
I think that's a really good idea. How big is Chesapeake? Is that the name of it?
Now that's I don't even know how to pronounce it, but that's the only thing. I don't know if that lake's capable of fishing. We are now, but to me that it's kind of it's a bonus event put in there. Let's carry those other the remaining fields into that event.
Yeah,
it becomes a double. It's a standard tournament. You got your normal entry fee, your normal payback, and then you just put your AOY payback on top of that.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
I think it's a great solution. It'll be interesting, Skate, to see what happens over the next couple weeks, and they make their decision whether they decide to put us on Labor Day weekend, or they try to put us before Waddington, or they decide that one, what you said, which I think is a great option. It'll be interesting to see what happens over the next couple weeks.
Well, the thing is, they put it before Waddington. That's the week of Major League Fishing. So.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Wonder what might happen there, huh? Skeet, thanks for joining us, man. I really appreciate it. I know you're one. You're one of the busiest guys in the sport. I put you up there right up with Kevin as far as running hard, and we appreciate you having on the show, coming on the show.
Yeah, well, you might be at the top of that list now. You going forward.
Yeah, well, I don't know. This is the beginning to the end for me, so I'm going to slow down hopefully in the next couple of years.
You're going to be. You thought you were famous for bass fishing. Wait till the show hits.
Yeah, I'm going to be famous in the carp fishing circles in the next couple of years, so I'm excited about that.
Hey, them carp pull a hell of a lot harder than bass do.
They do, and I always like them big sucker lips. You know what I mean?
You have them big sucker lips. You go for them.
I love those big sucker lips on this carp. Skeet Reese, everybody. Skeet, have fun the rest of the week.
Peace out, you guys. Have a good night.
See you,
I'm going to watch the big fish get weighed.
We'll see you.
Later.
Wow, Skeet Reese, man. I'm so excited, James. I feel like you had a part of getting him on the show.
I texted him.
You did. Brian Carpenter, I'm going to give you credit, but I want to give James some credit, too.
It's Brian.
Hold on a second. Yes. I'm taking all of it.
You're taking all of it.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah, Becky's going to take credit for something.
All right. What do you want to take credit for, Becky?
You need a microphone, huh?
That was awesome. Eric the intern, Brian Carpenter, great insight from Skeet. And James, I think that solution he came up with, I think it's a viable option.
I like that. The only variable is how big is that lake, because most of the time,
it's a smaller lake too.
Oh, really? So most of the time
Yeah.
we have our AOI on a smaller lake,
Right.
where otherwise we couldn't have a full field.
Right.
So that might be the only thing you run into, but that's better than the other problem that
Right. I
lies
agree.
in front of us. So
I agree.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a
I like
shame.
that.
I hate to, from a selfish standpoint, I hate to give away the flats.
Yeah.
Because it's a home fishery.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think it's the best solution under a big time crunch. You know.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what it is. And people have to reschedule stuff. And you almost didn't get to come to the Sabine this year. So.
I know, it's crazy. It's unbelievable. Brian and Carpenter, what do we got? We got some stuff cooking back here. I see some stuff developing. You want to take a break? What do we got going?
We got a hot lead on the phone.
Hot lead on the phone. Okay.
We got Thomas Allen from Bass.
Right now.
Right now.
Wow. Okay, joining us right now. Very special guest. Everybody knows him. Thomas Allen from Bass joins us on the phone. Thomas.
Hey, guys, I'm proud you gave me a chance to call in. I've been watching your show forever. Big-time fan, first-time caller.
Yes. Well, and like Skeet, we're so excited to have you on for the first time.
I'm sure.
Now,
you know, this whole discussion, you guys are talking about the cancellation. I've had some thoughts, and so if you're ready for them, I'm happy to share.
we'd love to hear thoughts, and we value everyone's opinion. So please.
All right. Well, let me give you a little preface here. First of all, I'm from the north. I'm from Minnesota, and I moved to Birmingham, Alabama recently. And being a back-to-back world champion winter driver, I moved to Alabama thinking I could handle just about any winter situation Alabama could throw at me. And I went out, drove around during some winter weather, and proved myself right. I could handle it. I got pulled over by a cop, asking me what in the hell I was doing, and I gave him my license, told him where I was from. He said, "You're good to go," and just let me go. I got to thinking, though, after I saw car wreck after car wreck after car wreck, that it's not necessarily how good I am in my car
Yeah.
that I need to be concerned about. It's
Yeah.
how good everybody else is in their car in Alabama that doesn't have experience driving in winter weather.
Right.
So, in, I guess, a little bit of contradiction to your stance, and I believe me, I hear you, I understand you.
Yeah.
I disagree on maybe a couple stances, but I don't disagree on a couple others. Personally, I feel Bass made the best decision, but because you, Skeet, and a bunch of other veterans who are very capable and good at driving in those conditions does not necessarily mean the rest of the field is as good, as capable, and frankly, it is going to make the kind of decision that is not going to jeopardize their lives or their marshals' lives. And so
Yeah.
I feel like the decision was made as a blanket decision
Yeah.
to cover everybody, even though it doesn't necessarily meet up with guys who know the place like you do, and Skeet does. It was made more or less to keep everybody in the whole group under a decision that doesn't set somebody up to be affected by it. Now, we know what happened at Okoboji this year, right? Let's say we went out. Let's say somebody hit a log, that motor came in the boat and crushed one of the anglers or one of the marshals. Everybody would have been all Bass's butt about not canceling the event.
Right.
So
Yeah.
the decision was made, I think, in relation to some of that stuff,
Yeah.
right, wrong, or indifferent. I know it affects people. You get to drive back out there again. If we have it there again, whatever happens, it's going to cost everybody more money, more time. We're all on the water again. It hurts. But I think the right decision was made to keep everybody safe.
Yeah, I agree, and I love that analogy of driving, in Alabama in wintertime conditions. I can tell you get below Virginia, no one knows how to drive in the snow below Virginia. So I can definitely agree with that. But I do want to bring a couple things up with Thomas, and the one is do the body of anglers as a whole, 110 of the best anglers in the world that fish the elite trail week in and week out, from Texas to Louisiana to Florida to upstate New York later in the year. Do we not deal with those conditions every event, right? And to give you an example, the running from Bayou Signet in New Orleans to the mouth of Venice has its own risks, and no one ever took that into account in canceling a day of Bassmaster Classic. In fact, I remember them letting us launch in fog that was so thick, guys were running a radar. In fact, the one event that I wrecked, which was on the Sabine, I'm going to go back about 4 or 5 years ago. It was normal water conditions, and I hit a submerged log and put the boat on the water. So don't we assume the risk of hitting stuff, of ejecting a marshal, of spinning a hub, of wrecking all? Don't we assume that risk as professional anglers in every event we fish?
You do. You certainly do. And I think there would have been a lot to have been learned as a fan, as a writer in my case, or a photographer, to see how a very nearly unprecedented flood sequence is picked apart by the best in the world. There's a lot to be learned. I would have loved to have seen it. However, you're right. The situation in Louisiana was certainly questionable, the radar deal. I remember that. I was there. But this, I felt like in that upper portion, this was worse than that even. Now, you know better than me. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just going to say what I've been told. I was told that the flood levels at the dam, and yes, I heard the part about us going up there to take pictures of that. There was pictures, video, this, that, and the other thing that were to add to the drama of the event. But the question is this not nearly an unprecedented flood level from that river and from that dam? Is it close to that?
I'd say it was. I mean, I've been fishing there, maybe not as long as some anglers, but I'd say over 20 years. And it is either the highest or some of the highest water I've ever seen. But once again, the water influx and level that you see in the Susquehanna itself is completely different had you run to the Chester River or Sassafras River or the Elk River, because of the sheer mass of the upper bay absorbing that influx of water, right? So marinas that may be underwater, 2 bridges up the Susquehanna, in the Sassafras, it might just look like a normal high tide up there, and you wouldn't even notice.
I think there's a part of this too that's worth mentioning, is that it was also the current conditions were in high concern, but also the potential future conditions were also in concern. I was sitting on the tarmac waiting to take off out of Baltimore, and a rainstorm came through that had purple and white in it. And I was just curious. I'm a little bit of a weather nut. I looked back when I got home. That rain dumped 4.5 inches of water in that area end of the path. And so some of those rivers to the south were swollen. They were getting ugly. They had a lot of debris in them. And not necessarily anticipating that small storm, the decision was made, I think, to accommodate what was likely to come. Now, look, I'm with you. I think that seeing pros dissect a tough fishery at its worst is a great way to learn something. There's a lot of drama. I think there's another side of this, too, is that this is the second event we've postponed this year, which adds to and trust me, I get to go to every one of these. I get to be on the water for all 4 days of the competition, no matter who's in the lead or who wins. And it wears a guy out. I have heaps, and James will echo this. He knows that I'm into the aspect of what it takes. I have heaps of respect for the 107 pros fishing the Elite Series, because it's one of the toughest gigs out there, period.
Yeah.
But at what point do you make a decision that's a blanket decision across the board? At what point do you do that to prevent a tragedy, even though it may not happen, but you make a decision to prevent something that could happen, is more likely to happen under those conditions? Yeah. I don't know the answer.
Right.
I know you guys will agree with this. I would not want Trip Weldon's job under any situation.
Yeah, and I think you just made a great point. Brian Carpenter, I think Thomas just made an awesome point, is I don't think there's a right answer. I don't think there's a right answer to this. This is a gray area, and at the end of the day, I accept Bass's decision. I don't challenge it whatsoever. That's a tough position to be in, to have to make a call like that. And I don't fault Bass at all for making that decision. And I want to let you know. The thing
I appreciate that. And that's personally, I wasn't in any of those meetings. Yeah. I don't know what was said. I was the guy that got up at 11:45 and wrote the story for the website.
Yeah, and that's the truth. I don't second guess their decision. But I tell you what I do. What does scare me, and what I'm worried about. And I've had this conversation with James and Brian and Eric off camera. It scares the hell out of me, Thomas, that guys are having a bad practice, and they are affecting the outcome of what happens. That, to me, is the scariest thing in the world, that the sport has gotten to the point where a handful of guys having a bad practice.
You talk about practice.
A handful of guys having a bad practice affects the decision to keep or or stop a tournament from happening. That really, to me, is a changing of the guard. It's a bad thing. I don't want to see that happen. The beauty of this sport is what you said, which is tackle the conditions, tackle the changes, see how these guys do it. These are the best in the world. I want to see guys, now if it's canceled because the DNR and the police and the guys at the dam, and if it's canceled solely because of those facts, I'm all for it. But the moment that it is influenced by 20 or 30 of the 110 that had a bad practice, the sport's in trouble, man. The sport's in trouble.
And further to that point, is it possible that the host city, seeing the bad conditions and how this won't pump up people to come to the Chesapeake?
Oh, that's 100% true, and that's a tough situation that we have to overcome as an organization. People, there's more people affected than just 107. I mean, it's vast. And Mike, and you and I spent some time in the boat together, shooting videos, working on projects. I think we're on the same page in a lot of areas in life, but I can't 100% agree with you that it was just 20 anglers having a bad practice. I think we're looking. There may have been some of that. I wasn't there.
25
I can't speak for them. I just don't think that was the only reason the decision got made. There was a lot more factors to be considered, and it's just there's no easy answer to this. But the bottom line is everybody involved is impacted, and we're going to pay for it. If that means we go back the week before Waddington or the week after Waddington, whatever the case may be, or maybe we don't go back at all, everybody involved is impacted. And, there's a lot of truth on both sides, but the bottom line is I think this decision was made to keep everybody alive, considering what's happened this year and in other tough water situations. And I guess let's not put it on one thing as a tough practice. Yeah. That's probably part of the decision. We can all agree on that, but I think there's a lot more to it than just that.
Right. Yeah. Agreed. Okay, Thomas, I appreciate the call. I do want to. Can I call you to the plate on one other topic while we have you here?
Yeah.
And I do. Yeah. I appreciate you so much calling in and getting another great point of view on this topic. And I'll just be flat out honest with this question: is when this rescheduling happens, or whether it's a rescheduling, a change of date, or a cancellation, whatever it ends up being, will Bass this time take into account, the angler's needs and the angler's prior commitments? Because it surely didn't happen at the Sabine River event.
Well, I can't speak to that 100%. I am just the senior editor at Bassmaster, something I'm proud of, but unfortunately I don't get into those bigger meetings and get to talk with Bruce on a regular occasion. But I think that here's what I would suggest, and I said this to James yesterday. I would love it if the anglers as a group would get together with their representative to the Angler Advisory Board, or maybe have a big roundtable discussion with some of the officials at Bassmaster and present some of the concerns they have that are of that nature. And instead of having concerns, also have solutions. Because one thing I've learned growing up in a business that largely depended upon my performance, my successes, and my failures, I've also learned that if I don't have a solution to a situation, or something that I think might generally work in difference of the original decision, I can't have an impact on those that are making the decision.
Right.
And so my suggestion is figure out a way to get the Elite Series, which was originally created to have the best dudes on the best waters at the best time of year. Let's get back to that somehow.
Right.
But that's not going to happen with you and I having this conversation. It's not going to happen with complaining about a decision that was made on 2 tournaments in 1 year that did hurt everybody. It really did.
Right.
It's going to happen with all of us coming to the table with solutions.
Yeah.
And that's what I'd like to see happen.
Yes.
Really.
Totally agree, Thomas. It's funny, as you said that, I'm looking at our this Ike Live Facebook IM coming through, and we have just a comment from a viewer tonight, and it's Randy Flowers says the solution to this situation is to fire Mike Malone.
You know what? I got one last thing to say, and I'm going to let you get to the legend himself, because I've been logged on to listen to Randy Flowers.
You and everyone else.
Yeah. I don't know exactly everything that goes into Michael Malone's job, but what I do know is the dude cares a lot about the game, He wants to do the best that he can, but as much as I would not want Trent's job, I would not want Michael Malone's job as equally as much, because there's no way to keep 107 of the best Type A anglers in the world happy.
Right.
So,
that's a tough job. Mike's got a tough job. I do feel bad for him. He has a very, very tough job.
Hey, first-time listeners, first-time caller, I'm going to hang up and listen to your answers. God bless. Boys.
Okay. Thomas Allen, everybody.
Thanks,
wow. That was a good one, man. I'm glad that happened. It's great. Brian Carpenter, is great to get a second point of view on every topic, you know?
And I mean, to be fair, we really needed that.
We needed that.
Yeah.
We needed that. It's important. It's important. And again, honestly, dude, they made the decision. I'm not mad at them. You know what I mean? Like with what happened at Okeechobee, you're right. You know, there's a big, safety is a big concern right now.
It's important because of the litigious nature of society today.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, every time we step our foot out the doors, we take risk.
That's right.
So you can't save everybody from anything that could ever possibly ever happen, but it is what it is. I didn't care for the best bodies of water at the best times. That doesn't necessarily ring true to me.
Right.
This would have been super intriguing. This event.
Yeah.
In those tough conditions, to me, is super intriguing.
Right.
It's awesome to see a slugfest, you know what I mean? But I don't care to see another ledge tournament. I don't care to see another sight
I agree with
tournament.
That. It's nice to have a mix.
It's nice to have a mix.
It's nice to have a mix. I want to see guys catching 10s in Okeechobee out of mats and killing them. And I also want to see Pittsburgh. I want to see freaking Gerald Swindle catching 5 that weigh 6 pounds, and it's a good day.
Yeah.
I like them both, man.
Yeah, I don't mind the junk fishing.
Yeah, and everything in between. Yeah, I like it all. Let me thank everybody for watching, man. Stay tuned. We still have a big show. You're watching Ike Live. It's a very special kind of thrown together Ike Live with James Elam in studio.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he just had to shake it off real quick. We've also got Skeet Reese was on the phone tonight with us. First-time caller into Ike Live talking about the cancellation. Also, Thomas Allen from BASS, surprise caller. Want to thank Thomas for calling in.
Thomas.
Great insight onto the cancellation or postponement, should I say, of the recent event. Brian Carpenter, you want to take a break?
Man, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're coming back with what everyone is waiting for.
Okay, listen to me. Hang in there. If you're watching Ike Live tonight, I know you've been waiting for this. When we come back, Randy Flowers joining us, the man, the myth, legend. We're going to find out who he is, what he's all about, and we're going to take a look into the dark world of professional bass fishing. Hold on. When we come back, more Ike Live.
Baby, I got a surprise for you. You gotta come out.
I'm respooling my reels, baby.
Oh, hush. Watch your set. Whoa, watch your set there. Come on. Keep them closed.
I got them closed.
No peeking.
Don't hold my arm so tight.
Oh, all right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Surprise!
Oh, yes.
Yes! Woo!
Is everything everywhere? Oh, yes.
Wait,
yes.
no.
Thank you. Oh. Yeah.
No, baby, go back.
Look. Oh, yes.
Yeah, but baby, look. I got you a boat.
Mystery Tackle Box is the perfect gift for the fishing fanatic in your life. It's a monthly box filled with some of the most innovative fishing gear on the market, hand-selected by industry professionals. Check out all the different options available at mysterytacklebox.com.
Hey everybody, Mike Iaconelli here. I love fishing this time of the year. It's cold, it's winter, it's snowing, but if you want to prevent the buildup of ice, use Real Snot. Every time I'm fishing this time of the year, I put a couple squirts on all my guides, especially the tip, before I start casting. Try that tip when you're fishing under these cold conditions, and you're going to catch more fish. See you later.
There's a special place in our hearts for the tools of the trade. They're what we prep for a good day on the water. They're what we clean after a good day in the field. Flambeau's patented Z-Rust technology protects the gear of today from rust and corrosion. Z-Rust for the performance of tomorrow. Preserve, perform, repeat.
You work hard to catch your fish, TH Marine has 2 products to ensure your fish survive. The Oxygenator injects 100% pure oxygen into your live well. That increases fish survival by 35%. For the perfect combo, add G-Juice Live Well treatment. It calms fish, stops bleeding, removes ammonia, and replaces slime coat. Get an Oxygenator and G-Juice and keep your fish alive.
Live action. Where my phone's at?
Where my phone's at?
I lost my phone. Folks at home,
Red flowers.
Folks at home, welcome back to Ike Live. Hope you're having a wonderful Saturday night. We're approaching about 8:45, 20 till 9. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. I know we are. Man, it's been a great show. We've had James Elam talking a little bit about his background, giving some great insight on his amazing short career so far. It's going to be a long one. Hope you enjoyed some of the comments. Also, we had Skeet Reese on the phone, Thomas Allen. Great insight into the cancellation of the bass event. I think we could agree to disagree that there was no right answer, and it was a tough call, and Bass made the decision, and we got to stick by it.
Well, and the one other thing, not to nitpick his words, but I'm going to nitpick his words.
Yeah.
And super thankful that he called in.
Yeah.
But when you said, about the anglers having bad practice, that may have been a small part of the decision.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be, though, right?
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
Really shouldn't be. And I was wondering if the host city has, any pull into, hey, this tournament's going to look like shit. Because I heard so many people in fishing, the anglers, other media sources, talking about, oh, yeah, you guys complained about Sabine. Now you're at the Chesapeake, and how bad the Chesapeake sucks.
Yeah.
For us up here, I got buddies called a world-class fishery.
I can tell you.
It's like a matter of perspective, but we catch them up here.
Right.
And then it doesn't show out, and everybody think the place sucks. So is the host city, kind of squashing it because it ain't showing up right?
Don't know. There's so many angles. It's hard to answer them all. You know what I mean? Or does the host city want it to happen and is disappointed that it got canceled? I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows the right answer. I know there's a lot of logistics that have to be rescheduled. So we'll see what happens on that one. It'll be interesting. Let me remind everybody watching, we want to hear from you. Hit us up on the IM. We're going to be giving away some great prizes tonight, some of the best comments and questions. Brian the Carpenter, who's Brian the Carpenter getting?
What's up?
Who are you calling?
I'm calling him.
Well, who are we getting on the phone?
Him. It's him.
Okay.
I thought you nodded.
Oh, yeah, I nodded. Okay.
All right, I'm going to call him.
All right, listen, everybody, this is one of the highlights of the show tonight. Brian DeCarpenter right now is dialing up Mr. Flowers, Mr. Randy Flowers, and give you a little background, and maybe some of you watching and listening tonight. Who is Randy Flowers? Really a big polarizing figure. James, how would you describe Randy Flowers? Polarizing figure in the sport of professional fishing. Someone that has insight in the sport of professional fishing. How would you describe Randy Flowers?
He's anonymous. He's something we haven't ever had before.
Yeah. So no one knows who he is?
No.
Technically?
I don't think so. I think if somebody knew, I would have heard by now.
Right.
And I think that it's important that he stays anonymous. Probably.
Okay. Miss Rebecca just joined us back on the casting couch right now, and Beck, I do want to get your take on it too. Randy Flowers getting ready to join us here in a second. Who is Randy Flowers?
I have no idea, but I'm so excited for this conversation.
Okay, I am too. I'm very.
We don't have a lot of like fun and mystery in this sport.
Right.
There's mystery here.
Right. So Mr. Flowers has brought
Mr. Flowers
new fun and energy and excitement and mystery into the sport of professional bass fishing.
Yeah, I feel like there's another person who has a really interesting sense of humor out there.
Yes, I agree. I love it. I can tell you, for a guy that one of his favorite movies is Evil Dead 2 and Naked Gun and Top Secret, I love some of the comedy I'm seeing spun off of Mr. Flowers, Randy Flowers. So I'm excited to have him on. Brian Carpenter?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, joining us now for the first time ever on a live podcast, and I'm so happy to introduce him here on Ike Live on a Saturday night. Randy Flowers joins us on Ike Live. Randy?
Proud to be here. So excited. Just proud to be a part of it. Iaconelli, Mr. Iaconelli, I am so excited. You have been a hero of mine for a long, long time. I'm so excited to be here. You are an ambassador to the sport, a world-class angler. And I've got to say, I'd probably say your biggest contribution to the sport has been your motto of never give up. Never give up.
Thank you.
That's inspired so many anglers, and it daily as I look through the FLW profiles and the bass profiles, I see guys that have adopted your motto. I see guys that have fished 130 events, 140 events, and their career earnings are $1,322 or $1,112. But you know what? You know what, Mr. Iaconelli? Say it for me. What did they do?
What do they do?
They never gave up.
That's right. That's right. I never thought it about that way, but that's
so you have inspired so many anglers, and it is so exciting to be here and so excited to be a part of it. I am a huge Iaconelli fan. I am so excited.
Thank you, Randy. Well, I got to tell you, everyone in the room feels the same about you. We really do. I got to tell you, Becky just mentioned it, and I really do want to echo what Becky said. There is a new, exciting energy, a mystique, something that has been sparked in the short time that you've captured people's attention on social media. And I want to extend it back to you, and I want to say thank you for breathing life into a sport that, you know, has become a lot like Bernie from Weekend with Bernie's, you know?
Yes, I just felt like that our sport, I'll be honest with you, I dominated the club circuit in Alabama in the early 80s all the way through probably the middle 90s. And, I took a little break. I got to be honest. I took a break because I had some back issues, I had some elbow problems, and some things that were not exactly, cohesive to fishing. So I took a little break and came back and excited to be a part of it, and excited to see where we can take our sport. You know, our sport going forward. It's exciting. It's so exciting.
Well, that's awesome. I do want to talk about, we knew Brian Carpenter does a great job of researching, and we already knew that in the 80s to 90s, you know, you had a really big presence in that Alabama circuit. But I want to get into a topic that a lot of guys are hot and heavy on in the fishing industry, and that is sort of what I call, Beck, what would the right word be? Stealing, taking credit for other things. You see a lot of these big box stores copy plastics. You see anglers take credit for techniques. Charlie Evans taking credit for the Nico rig is a great example. But it's very, very
the guy with the Ninja Turtle boat?
That is the guy with the Ninja. Yes.
Yes, he did not invent the Nico.
No, definitely no.
Let's move on.
Yeah. This is known, but I want you to get into it a little bit. And this is like live, so don't be scared to just talk about the truth here. It is known that, you know, jig fishing, everybody thinks of Denny Brower and Tommy Biffle, But that's not totally true, is it, Randy?
No, it's, let me be real honest with you, Mr. McAnally. Tommy Biffle came to me in the early 80s, and he said, Randy, what are you doing to enable these, catch these big fish? And back then it was unusual for a guy to weigh in 24 to 25 pounds, and I was doing it all the time. And so Tommy came to me, and he said, what are you doing? And I said, well, Tommy, I'm doing what they call dumping a jig, and that's what I do. I flipping it in the brush. I'll be real honest with you. I don't want to go into details on what dumping a jig is, but that is what I was doing. I showed Tommy. Tommy's been extremely successful over the years, and I'm proud for Tommy. I mean, other than his immodest apparel, I'm very proud for Tommy. I mean, as a Christian, as a Southern Christian, Tommy needs to increase the inseam on those shorts. Just a little. Just a little.
I'd agree with that. We've seen too much over the years.
Yeah. And he's getting older, and things are starting to stretch, so let's be careful, Tommy.
Now, there's a big trend in fishing right now that guys in their jig fishing have gotten away from pork. No, hardly anybody's using pork anymore. You want to talk a little bit about pork on a jig?
Yes, they're idiots. They're basically morons. I mean, it's early in my career, I was instrumental. I was using Uncle Josh back in the day. I'm not going to lie about what I was using, the products I was using. I was not sponsored by Uncle Josh. And about that time, I thought I can start making my own pork products, and so I started making my own pork trailers, and I've got a special trailer that I use on my signature series Randy Flowers flipping jig that's coming out soon. So don't forget to pick those up at local tackle stores. So anyway, Tackle Addict, we're going to team with Tackle Addict and make that Randy Flowers flipping jig. So, but guys are just, they went to the convenience of plastic and all these things. So, hey guys, get back into the pork. The pork is the trick. It gives it a slower fall. It gives it a more realistic presentation. It also it's extremely lifelike. Extremely lifelike, Mr. McAnally. I'm sorry, I probably got a little carried away there. Sorry.
That's okay. No, I honestly agree. I still have a shop out there, and I still love pork in cold water situations. Brian Carpenter backed me up on this. Delaware River. Cold water, pork still the deal. I love it. I like it. I agree with you on that one. All right, Randy, I want to change it up a little bit, and we're getting a lot of questions, IM questions. Also, looking at my social media here, we're getting some questions.
Yeah.
People want to know how does Randy Flowers have this insight that there are millions of fans out there who don't have the insight that you have into the world of professional bass fishing. Randy, what's your connection? How do you know the things you know? Because it's impeccable. You're spot on with your post. You're spot on with your take on topics that are plaguing the sport of fishing right now. How do you have this insight, Randy?
Well, I'll be real honest. Through the years, I've been very connected in the professional fishing world, even during my injury. And I've got some guys out there that are very instrumental in me knowing the ins and outs of what's going on in the professional fishing world. And I'm not going to sell them out right now. They're a tremendous asset to me and tremendous asset to my website. And but I like to bring the truth out. I mean, we're like an NBC Dateline on fishing, and we like to bring out what exactly is going on out there so the fans can know. The fans need to know the truth. They need to know the absolute hardline truth on what's going on out there, what's going on, and how things are being done. They don't need the bull crap that everybody's trying to feed them about this bait is good and this bait is good. Let me tell you, there's half the guys out there are using a different bait than what they're saying, and they're lying about what they're saying. They're lying about what they're using. Let's just be honest, Mike. You know this.
Yeah,
so, I'm not going to sell my guys out, honestly.
Yeah.
That's about as deep as I want to get in that subject. I'll be real honest.
Gotcha. I respect that. I respect, you always got to protect sources. And
That's it. I'm protecting my sword. I mean, if you see, recently we were able to come up with a picture of Jason Wheeler being waterboarded over his I'm not going to give up the sword to that photograph, and because we're like deep state, basically what we are. We're the deep state of fishing. And so we know the ins and outs, so don't worry about where I get my information. Just enjoy it.
Well, I can tell you we're enjoying it. James?
I want to give mad props to the editing skills, though.
Yeah. What do you mean?
The video editing
The video editing is unbelievable. I love it.
Yeah.
It's unreal. Thank you.
Yeah. Are you saying those videos aren't real?
No, the way you piece them together.
Oh, yes, thank you. It's been a tremendous opportunity for me throughout my career to develop my audiovisual skills. I did work at the Ardilla Public Library for about 3 years, so thank you.
Now, James Elam, I got to ask you, James, you're a big fan of Randy's. We were he almost just choked on his beer. You're a big fan of Randy's. I know this for a fact. You've got him on the phone now. This is a rare opportunity. You got any questions for Randy directly?
Well, I told you, the other day, Mike, that when I found out we were going to do Ike Live tonight, I was like, we should get Randy on here. That was going through my head, and then boom, you were one step ahead of me.
It's crazy.
You're getting Randy on here, so
yeah.
Everybody wants to know. We want some clues to who Randy Flowers actually is. So, could we get some clues just to lead us in the right direction?
James?
Because everybody wants to know.
Yeah, but are you saying Randy Flowers isn't actually Randy Flowers?
No, he's Randy Flowers, but we want to know where he lives. Just some clues. We want to find out who he is.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
Visually.
So Randy, the question is everything on your profile accurate?
Yes. Everything is extremely accurate. I was born and raised in Ardilla, Alabama. I'm a traveling welder, and so if everybody will enjoy what I post and what I bring to the sport, then I travel across the country, and so I'm in different places throughout the year and throughout the week. So that's what I do. So if James Bellamy wants to know who I am, then that's who I am.
Okay. All right. Now we've got, of course, we've got a ton of questions coming through, and we've got Eric the intern trying to sift through and field just the very best questions for you, Randy.
Wait, can I say something real quick?
Yeah. All right, Becky. Miss Beck.
I believe, Randy, you have a huge fan base now in the fishing industry. I noticed that your son is trying to get in on it. Are you okay with this?
Is this your son? Is this your actual son? I noticed this as well. Randy Flowers Jr.
No, I'd like to publicly, at this point in my life, I would like to publicly disavow someone calling themselves Randy Flowers Jr. They're trying to get in on my success. Disavow. They're disavowed.
So that's not your real son then, Randy?
Absolutely not. I'm disavowing Randy Flowers right now in front of this camera, in front of these people. I'm disavowing.
All right.
Thank you for clarifying.
All right, everybody watching, that is not...
I'm Mr. Michelli, I'm really sorry I got emotional about that.
That's okay.
That's extremely, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The allegations that I would have a son, it's ridiculous. So
that's okay. That's okay. It's all right, and everyone understands, especially Brian the Carpenter, who has claimed to father children all over the country. So he understands,
he does not. What I heard about Brian the Carpenter is he does not answer the phone on Father's Day. I've heard him say that several times.
All right, Eric the intern, please. I know you've got hundreds that are coming through. Please sift through and give Mr. Flowers just the very best questions and comments, please.
First of all, it seems like a few people want to know your take on this Jason Christie character, and that's Christie with a Y. We're not
Jason Christie imposter, right? So what is your relationship, Randy, to Jason Christie with a Y?
Jason Christie, he's the number 2 angler in the world. It's as simple as that. He's incredible. Have you not seen his video on topwater fishing with a spoon? He has an amazing walk-the-dog technique that I think everybody should incorporate in their fishing. And Mr. Jason Christie is an incredible angler. He's incredible.
It's almost like he's just reeled it straight in.
He grew up on a cranberry marsh. Have you heard his story? He grew up on a cranberry marsh. And that's where he learned to fish, in cranberry marsh. So That right there solidifies his career, in my opinion.
Wow. Wow. All right,
Yeah.
Eric.
We might have to play that video.
Yeah, we might have to play that. Eric, keep them coming.
So, what's your take on this Chesapeake cancellation, Randy? What do you think about the cancellation?
Wow.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was unable to hear the question.
What? The question is, Randy, what is your take on the Upper Chesapeake Bay cancellation last week?
As simple as this: some of your elite anglers were not on fish, so they canceled it. It's simple as that. It's simple math. It's simple math. It's simple economics and simple math. So that's where I take it. And there's a lot of people out there that drove along. Let me tell you about a certain elite angler. His name is Dave Lefebvre. This man drove his custom van across the country with this event. His custom van across the country, and he had to drive home. And he was very upset. I was reading on this that he was very upset.
Wow.
Yes, he was extremely upset. If you read his comments, but I did make a comment to tell him that he must look at the glass half full, not glass half empty, and see that he does have a comfortable custom van to ride home in, and that's a blessing.
Right.
That's a blessing.
Right. I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that. Eric, keep coming.
So we all know your jig game is strong, but a couple people want to know how strong is your beaver game?
Ooh.
Oh, is that my beaver game?
Correct.
Yes. Well, in my 55 years of life, I've learned to steer clear of the beavers. Steer clear. Beavers will get you in a crack. That's all I got to say. Move on to the next question.
Wow.
Hey, you got another good one for us? I have a couple
This
coming
is an
through social
interesting
media,
one.
but go ahead.
Randy, what's your favorite Guggen bait?
Oh, that's Google bait. What's a Google bait? I'm sorry, I'm unaware of a Google bait. You talking about Guggens and Google bait?
Yeah, we're talking Guggens.
Randy disavows Guggen's bait. Simple as that. Let's move on to the next question.
Okay.
Disavow Guggen.
Sun and Guggen Baits.
Yeah, the Sun and Guggen Baits are down. I want to pull one off here. I'm looking at Instagram, and we've got a question from Louie that says, "Is James Watson a-hole for his hate on co-anglers in FLW?"
No. Mr. James Watson is a great American. Let's establish that right now early in this conversation. Mr. James Watson served in our military, and he's a great American. And let me tell you why I do like the new rule with the co-anglers. Because for years we've had co-anglers say, I'm a better fisherman than my pro. I'm a better fisherman than I'm pro. I'm a better fisherman than I'm pro. If my pro would have gone where I wanted to go, my fisherman would have caught fish. Well, here's your opportunity. You become a marshal. And if you look at the new FLW rules, there is an opportunity that you are competing with other marshals with your pro as a team. It's basically a team. FLW Tour has basically turned this into a team event. So if you're a local angler on your local lake as a marshal, you can say, okay, let's say you draw Brian Trio. He's supposed to be one of the best, okay? I agree. He is. But say you're fishing on your local lake. Say it's Lake Martin in Alabama. And you can say, Mr. Trio, I think you ought to be throwing a shaky head right now instead of that crankbait, and I think you need to go this way for him. Then he needs to do it because you are his marshal, and y'all are working as a team, and you're working for a common goal. So I think it's a tremendous opportunity for the former co-anglers to join forces as marshals and go forward as a team. So exciting times actually for these guys. They get to finally prove that they are the better anglers in the boat.
Wow, I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
Mr. Flowers, I
and
agree.
I wish Bass would adopt that idea, Mr. Iaconelli.
Right. I do. A little change of topic though. I do have a question.
Okay.
Randy, how do you feel? You know, a lot of right now. There's some. I don't know the best word to say it, but there's some little maybe discontent in some of the organizations right now. You've got FLW, you've got Bass, and you've got Major League Fishing. Can all three of these circuits survive together? And what do you think about Major League Fishing?
I'm going to be real honest with you, Mr. Iaconelli. I always thought that Major League Fishing, MLF, stood for mostly little fish, and they disguised it by calling Major League Fishing. It's mostly little fish, and there's no sport in Major League Fishing because I'll be honest with you, unlike the college events and the high school events throughout our country, there is simply not enough fish killed. There is simply not enough fish killed in an MLF event for people to call this tournament fishing.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm against Major League Fishing simply because they do not kill enough of our resources, like the college and the high school anglers do with king and fish and 480 boat tournaments, and that's my take on it. Sorry.
Gotcha. All right, that's interesting. James, what do you think about that take? That's interesting.
It's an interesting take.
I've never heard it put quite that way, but I sort of
We
get
simply,
it.
it's simple. It's simple. We don't kill enough fish. We
Right.
simply do not kill enough fish in a Major League Fishing event. So it's unlike the college. And I'm sorry, I didn't address your question with bass and FLW, but it's simply, high school. Honestly, high school angling has become bigger than the professional ranks. These guys are wearing jerseys. They're getting sponsors, and they are taking over the world, sir. That's as simple as that.
It's true. I mean, I've seen more professionally designed jerseys on the high school guys and college guys than I've seen on the elite trail. It's pretty impressive.
I'll be honest.
Me
And
too.
Mr. Iaconelli, if you've ever been to the Bassmaster Classic, I don't know if you have, but that was a joke. You go ahead and laugh. I know you've been there. So you actually see more jerseys in the crowd than on the stage. So that's what's so exciting about our sport going forward. Is the amount of jerseys and amount of jerseys. It's so exciting. Everybody wants to rep their 10% products, and I am for it. I'm so excited. I'll be honest, it is great.
Wow. We have a lot. We actually have Young Vegas on the couch right now with Becky, and even Vegas has a jersey. So
does.
I agree. I think what you're saying is true.
Yes.
Good job, Vegas. Good job.
Yes. Jerseys should be worn every time you fish. Jerseys should be worn. It should be mandatory attire.
Even in the Thursday night beer leagues?
That's right. You need that.
You're damn right, Mr. Iaconelli. You wear a jersey on a Monday night or Tuesday night or a freaking Friday nighter. That's what you wear your jersey for.
So Randy, I want to know. You've obviously known all this information, and you've had an opinion about the fishing community for a very long time. Clearly, what has brought you to be so much more vocal through social media more recently? Not that we don't appreciate it. I'm just curious, like the change of heart, your social media, getting on board here, like. What has made you come out and really vocalize your thoughts?
I'm sorry, ma'am. What was your name again? I want to address you by name.
I'm Becky.
Very respectful
Becky.
to women.
I'm Iaconelli.
Yes. It's as simple as that. I was able to get a smartphone.
Oh, you got a smartphone. Okay.
Yes. Before that, I had a flip phone. I was unable to get on social media. Once I got a smartphone, Cricket Wireless was able to give me a smartphone, and so things got to rolling. I'm pretty excited. I found that I could have my own website on Facebook, and so that gave me my platform to start promoting myself and my views on the fishing industry.
I love that. So what is your ultimate goal? Just to get your thoughts and opinions out there?
It's actually, I don't know. I mostly get drunk at night, and it causes me to post stupid stuff. So if you got to be honest, sorry.
Your editing is really good after a few drinks.
Yes, it's extremely exciting. Extremely, it's exciting to be here. Sorry.
All right, now Eric, do you have any more groundbreaking?
This Sam Lashley name has come up a few times. I'm not familiar with it. But
Sam Lashley?
Yeah, a few people are bringing him up. Yeah, they want to hear your take on him.
Take on Sam Lashley, Tennessee River, Kentucky Lake guy, that famous guy. Give us your take on that, Randy.
What was his name again?
Sam Lashley.
Sam Lashley.
Oh, I do know a Stan Lashley there on the Tennessee River. I do know Stan. Stan's an incredible fisherman, and he is he's dominated the Tennessee River Trail for a long time. So Stan is Stan's an extremely good fisherman. I know that he's with Striker King, so that makes him even more popular in my opinion. He's with Striker King. And so Sam does catch a lot of fish on the Sexy Dog, and that's one of my favorite baits. It's a Sexy Dog. So if you come to Tennessee Rivers, you can holler at Mr. Stan Lasting, get a trip, and go out there and catch some fish on that Sexy Dog and maybe a bullworm.
Randy, I've got a couple more questions for you, real important here, and this is going to get a little serious on you. You know, we've been playful, and it's been insightful. Yes. Now I want to get serious on you.
Yes.
Guys want to know, I keep seeing it pop up on our social feed, the Ike Live social feed, insight into the dark side of professional fishing. You don't have to spill it all tonight because I know, you know, you want to kind of ease us into this, but give us just a tidbit. What is this dark side of professional fishing? What is it? What are we referring to?
It's you know, Mr. McAnally, it's so dark that it's almost to the point that it scares me to really get into it. It's basically co-anglers that are doing almost like a militia type atmosphere now for FLW. That's what I'm hearing. It's co-anglers are banding together, buying weapons. They've reported to have been on the watch list toward FLW headquarters, and that's. I mean, I can't go into details about all this, but I'll just put it this way: there are some very influential co-anglers that have gotten to the point that they are forming a militia and wanting their place back in the back of the boat. So that's a dark side. That is extremely dark side of fishing to me. That these men would take being kicked out of the boat to that level, to the point that they are talking of creating a militia and overtaking FLW headquarters. And those people, those fine people up there in Kentucky, they're talking about taking them over. And that's extreme. I'll be honest, Mr. McAnally, that is extremely troubling. Extremely troubling news. I'll be honest.
Gotcha. Okay, I have another one real quick that just came through on the Instagram, Ike Live Instagram, and it's from Stan, and he wants to know, Mr. Randy Flowers, if you had one piece of advice to give Jacob Wheeler, what would that advice be?
Well, I got to be honest with you. Everything in my life involves fishing. And I know Mr. Wheeler travels the country quite a bit, and he probably travels by airplane quite a bit. So my advice with him was, whether he likes to throw a rattle trap or not, to always have a rattle trap in the storage compartment of any airplane that he is flying in. Because if the plane starts to go down, he can fling that son of a bitch out the window, and it will hang something and save his ass. So that is always been my advice. I always carry a rattle trap when I fly a plane.
Wow.
Because I know if I throw that son of a bitch out the window, it will hang something, and it will save my narrow ass. So that's my advice to Mr. Jacob Wheeler.
Wow, that's actually a great tip. I mean, I'll be honest with you.
Mr. McAnally, have you ever tried to throw a rattle trap across the stump flat? It finds every stump on the flat.
It does.
It'll do the same thing in the sky. You spring it out the window, it'll hang something and save your narrow ass. That's all I got to say about that.
Wow. It's a great use for a trap, James. I've never heard of that before.
Yes.
I love traps.
It'll hang
stock hooks, too. Stock hooks. You don't even need oversized.
Factory hooks.
Factory hooks.
Factory hooks.
Factory retrieve.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Silver.
Hey, I got a question, Mr. McAnally.
Yes.
Why do I picked up? I was at Dick's Sporting Goods the other day, and I saw a package of Trapper tackle hooks. And I looked at them, and they're already bent in the package. Why would anybody bend hooks in the package? It's so weird. That's like they're damaged hooks. Are these seconds? Are these 50% off hooks from being damaged? But the Trapper tackle hooks are bent.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that question. I'm going to go ahead and take an educated guess. I know Dick's Sporting Goods works with Skeet, and I know a lot of the stuff that Skeet supports is terrible junk. So
It was just on the show.
what? No.
I got to tell you, I love the pit bulls.
Swimming duck.
I do. I like the pit bulls.
In Dick's Sporting Goods, a swimming duck. I don't know if y'all have
The
seen
duck?
that or
Oh,
not.
yeah,
I love
there's
the
one right
duck.
here. We love the
Weston.
duck. It's a Weston, yeah.
They have a frog now too.
Yeah. Freddie the
Yeah.
Frog.
Yes.
Best of show in ICAST. Freddie the Frog.
Yeah. Yes. That's great. That's great.
That's amazing.
Okay.
Eric, what else you got before we let Randy go? Because I got to tell you, this has been one of the most insightful, groundbreaking interviews we've ever done on Ike Live. I got to be honest with you, it really has.
Yeah, there was one more pressing question from a lot of people. It's tournament cheating in Alabama.
Tournament cheating in
Everyone wants to
Alabama.
know. What do you think about it?
Boys, I saw videos that came across from Alabama. It's a cheating incident. It got extremely ugly. I think it involved an undercover officer and a Taco Bell. I think it involved an undercover officer and a Taco Bell. So that's it. Hey, if you involve an undercover officer and a Taco Bell, you've got a real serious cheating problem down there on your Monday night tournament. So let's get that solved down there. Let's get that solved. Hey, if we got to, we'll get Saban involved. We'll get Saban down there in Alabama, and he's roll tide. And get Saban involved. Saban has more control over that state than anybody. You know what I'm talking about, Nick Saban? Nick Saban, you know him, Roll Tide Roll.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
get him involved in that. He'll get it solved. He'll get it solved. He's the best there's ever been, Nick Saban. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Randy, I got to tell you, this has been amazing. I know what you're doing is so powerful right now. I would say I can't tell you how many elite anglers I know that wait for your post. So my advice, keep doing what you're doing. We're big fans here on Ike Live. And before we let you go, I got to just ask you straight out. Will you be on Ike Live again if we asked you?
Yes, sir, absolutely. If you can fit me into your schedule, I'd be glad to be here. Mr. Iaconelli, I enjoyed it. And again, you are an ambassador to the sport. And like I said, never give up. Never give up.
There you have it. Randy Flowers, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Man, I didn't think it was ever going to happen, Brian. I didn't think you would ever be able to pull Randy Flowers. You did a great job as producer of the show. Brian, thank you very much, man. That was unbelievable.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Thank
I still don't. Oh, Randy, are you still here?
Yes. Oh! See you later, guys. Sorry, bye.
Okay. Wow, that was the weirdest exit to an interview I've ever had.
I think it was perfect.
Oh, it was perfect. Okay. I'm still wondering though, James. Who? I mean, is that his real name or is it a? Because some of the stuff he's doing is very controversial. So a lot of those guys use us as sort of, a fake name.
Yeah, it's his fake name for sure.
It's got to be a fake name,
it's
right?
Got to be. Yeah.
How dare you?
Brian Carpenter, fake or real?
Everything's real.
He's real.
Becky, fake or real? Randy Flowers.
Let me tell you something. That just happened, so it's real.
It's real.
That's true.
It's got to be
real.
real.
It's
If
real
it happened
'cause
on
it
Ike Live, it's real. Man, amazing. I know a lot of you watching were waiting for that moment. There you have it. Randy Flowers is real. He's not a bot. He's an actual person. He's got more insight in the sport of professional fishing than a lot of professionals do. And we're so excited to have him on Ike Live. And Brian, that was one of our biggest scores ever on the show.
I have to be honest. Even if he's not, his real name is not Randy Flowers.
How dare you?
It was I'm saying even if it's not.
Even if it's not.
How
Right.
dare you?
It was an amazing interview.
Yeah.
I appreciate his sense of humor.
I do too.
And if he really isn't the man in the picture, I feel bad for that man in the picture.
Yeah.
I love the never give up.
Iaconelli.
How many guys
Yeah.
you've inspired to never give up?
Never give up. Just keep trying. Keep trying year after year.
Perfect.
Just keep going. Either way, I mean, I'm serious when I say this. We need this right now in the sport. We need this. There's so much effed up stuff that's gone on in the sport of professional bass fishing. We need a little comedy and fun and excitement in it. So I'm so happy that Randy Flowers has
We
topped
need
up.
some fun.
We need fun. We need fun in the
Thank
sport
you,
right
Randy,
now.
for
Thank you,
bringing us
Randy.
fun.
Even if it's at other people's expense.
Even if it's other people's expense.
That's what Ike Live is.
Yeah. We don't laugh at anybody. We laugh at everybody.
Exactly.
So, thank you, Randy Flowers. That was amazing. Brian Carpenter, let's I think this is a good show. I have like a couple more things I want to do.
We're going to do the TH.
Yeah, do you
announcement.
want to break and do those, or you want to just keep flowing and we'll do those and then end the show? How do you want to do that?
Yeah, one more break.
Yeah.
One more break.
Let Vegas say a few words so he can go to bed.
Yeah,
Vegas.
okay. Right here, we've got a very special guest that sat down with us on the Mr. Flowers interview. The one and only Vegas Michael Iaconelli joins us on the casting couch. Vegas, how you doing tonight? Put the mic a little closer to your mouth so we can hear you. How you doing tonight, bud?
Good.
Today is a Saturday night. It's 9:20, a little past your bedtime, but tell us a little bit about, you had a good day, you went fishing today. Tell us a little bit about how you did fishing today on the water, Lake X.
It was good because I caught one fish and then I caught another fish and then I went out in Dad's big boat and I caught some.
Caught 3 when you went out with me.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. Now, did you jack them, or did you just kind of reel, or was it a big hook set, or how did that all work?
Maybe like a little jack and a little wheel.
A part jack and part reel, all at the same time.
But the first 2 you caught all by yourself in your Hobie.
Yeah. Out in your
Yep.
kayak all by yourself?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, there's probably a lot of younger kids listening right now that are intimidated to drive a kayak by themselves. You have a Hobie kayak, you have a pedal drive. Is it easy? It's pretty easy to use. You figured it out pretty quick?
Mm-hmm.
No problem, right? Use that pedal drive, hands-free fishing, easy.
Mm-hmm. And then one of the Hobie's guys came. They showed me another way how to pull it easily.
Your rudder.
Mhm. And how when you're getting it back in.
Yeah.
And the other one, put it in the garage. They showed me how it was easy.
Yeah.
They put the pedal driver at the back. And I guess that's all.
That's good. Well, you learned some stuff from the Hobie guys. Now, real quick, one of the things that I notice you do a lot, and there's a lot of people watching, you organize your tackle. You're always working on your fishing tackle. Do you want to give any tips to the guys listening and watching tonight? How to organize your tackle? How do you do it? What's the best way to do it?
First, I check them. Then I'm like, I should do this one since it's little. And then the second I'll do tomorrow since it's really long.
Gotcha. That's a good strategy. So you do the little stuff first and the bigger stuff the next day, and you get it all organized.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, Vegas, thank you for joining us on Ike Live tonight. I think it's your bedtime.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Vegas, Iaconelli, join us on the Casting Couch. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Do we have Logan for a musical
Yes,
interlude?
we do, but he's going to come back. He's going to come back because we have him for a special segment when we come back that I want to do with James. So we want to take the break, or we want to do that now?
We'll be playing Pin the Tail on James when we come back.
How special
Well,
is it?
It's pretty special.
It's pretty special.
It's pretty
So we're
special.
going to take a break?
Let's take a break.
Yeah.
Everybody, hang in there with us. We're going to come back in a second. We've got a announcement of a winner for our TH
Marine YOLO Tech Power Stick.
YOLO Tech Power Stick. We use this today on the water. We're going to
And
be
it's
giving this
not
thing
a
away.
Cowan, right?
It's not a Cowan.
Not a Cowan.
And we're also going to be doing a special game with James Elam.
Yep.
Hang in there with us when we come back. More Ike Live.
Hey, Noah Wheeler here with Real Snot. Been out on this pond for about an hour now. Haven't had a whole lot of luck. We've had a couple blow-ups, but not getting a lot. So we thought we would try the new Java product on this frog on the top water. It works great on jigs and other plastics, but we've noticed that when we do use it on top water, we get a trail in the water, the scent's in the water, and we're getting a lot more bites. So we're gonna spray some Java all over the frog. Apply some Real Snot to the braid, get it nice and wet, and then as I reel it in, it's gonna work its way through it. Okay, so now we got that scent in the water, and then we got the frog all juiced up with some Real Snot Java. Let's see what happens here. There's one, there's one. So as you can see, that scent got around in this little area, this little pocket we're fishing, and sure enough, one came up and nailed it. Small one, albeit, but hadn't caught anything since we've been here for about an hour and 10 minutes now. There's one. That's a good one too. That's a good one. Much better. Good little guy. Threw my frog. Man, they love this stuff. Right through the nose.
This time of year, I definitely recommend putting a little bit of this on your soft plastics too. There he is. Another one. Next cast. And that would be number 6. I'm addicted. I'll admit it. I'm straight addicted.
This might be bigger.
You think so?
Yeah. Feels bigger. I haven't even seen this thing yet. It doesn't want to come up. Don't break me off the rocks.
Oh, it's a... Oh!
27 incher.
He caught it.
28.
Oh my god, that's such a healthy fish. Look at this size. Put a little liquid mayhem on your crappie jig, and look where the stripers get it.
You can't even see it, man.
That might be a keeper.
Four and a half inch drop shot worm, Bama bug. Finesse jig, PB&J, give me something hard. Hey, KVD here. Now, I didn't always know this much about fishing. 4-aught EWG worm hook. In fact, there was a time when I couldn't tell the difference between a jerkbait and a stickbait. But then I signed up for Mystery Tackle Box, the original monthly tackle subscription. And now I know more about fishing than I do about calculus.
And he knows a lot about calculus.
Plus, I get amazing extras like free fishing magazines. October 2016. Featured article, 4 places to throw a frog. Exclusive decals. Zombie bass. And how-to videos for all the great baits I receive. How to tune a crankbait. Is that underwater footage I smell?
I got goosebumps.
So if you're looking to develop enhanced fishing abilities like me, or you just like getting new tackle every month, go to mysterytacklebox.com and get your box today. Ooh, live minnows. Is it lunchtime already? Nature's candy. Oh. Is he in my pocket?
Folks at home. You back, Mike?
Folks at home, welcome back to Ike Live. I was just looking at purses with my wife, Becky.
Oh, tell me you weren't.
I was. I saw some pretty amazing ones. Dude, she showed me a Chanel and a Gucci that were pretty nice.
Dude, stop talking right now.
All right, whatever. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. This has been a wonderful show tonight. We've had an amazing impromptu show with great guest James Elam joining us in studio. We also have 2 of the better half of our producer, Brian the Carpenter. We have Heather and Logan with us tonight, and we want to thank these guys for coming. It's been so fun having these guys in the studio to see the madness of what this show is when we finally do one once a month. We've also had Skeet Reese on the phone, Thomas Allen. I want to thank those guys for calling in and giving their insight into the recent cancellation. And last but not least, Eric the intern, got to be one of the highlights of your time here at Ike Live. Randy Flowers, what did you think about that interview, Eric? Can't hear you though. Hold on. Can I hear you?
Of course you
okay,
can.
Go.
I mean, I didn't know a thing about him going into this. I just knew about the buzz that he was kind of creating among people in the industry, and I was not disappointed.
Right.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Yeah, he
Not
was
at all.
good.
I do think it's a good thing for the sport right now. It feels right to have a Randy Flowers in professional fishing. Doesn't it feel right, Brian?
Feels like ratings.
Feels like ratings to me.
You should see the amount of comments on Facebook.
As real quick on a note I saw on this, Hudley, you still calling in, or is that a?
Yeah. Whenever you start shaming Pete. Yeah, I should jump on that.
Yeah.
But
in the meantime, let's do the TH winner.
All right, yeah, and please never talk about purses on the show again.
I'll never talk about purses on the show again ever.
Dude, purses.
Whatever. Listen, we ran an amazing contest. The nice thing about Ike Live is we do some great social contests during the breaks between shows. And Brian and Eric put together an amazing TH contest that revolved around this picture. Brian the Carpenter, let's show everybody what this picture looks like. And this is a picture taken at the 2018 Bassmaster Classic. Eric the intern was there learning the ropes as a media correspondent.
And this had to happen to me.
He looks very young and green and excited. I don't know, and vulnerable.
Beck, you jumping in?
And describe what we're seeing here, Eric, because I want to hear it from you. We see Randy Howe, and you're taking a picture, you're interviewing, or you're getting an autograph, and
I'll give you a backstory.
What do we see Randy doing in this picture? Let's see that again, Brian. Pull the picture back up.
Let's relive this moment. It was a warm March day in Greenville, South Carolina. I was but a young 21-year-old starstruck intern at my first Bassmaster Classic.
This is a classic winner you're interviewing.
This is
here.
media day, so all the boats are there. You're going around, you're taking pictures, you're getting content.
Right.
And I was tasked with the job by the Bass University's awesome program manager, Justin Kimmel, to go around and get a 10-second clip of the anglers. I stood in KVD's line for like 45 minutes. I got a couple other guys, and then it was time to get Randy Howells. Randy only had a couple guys there, so I went right up to him. Got the clip, and then afterwards I'm naturally gonna take a picture with the anglers. I don't know, just something to look at when I go home. And this happened. I reviewed the footage after the fact. I didn't know that he pinched me at the time, but then I went back and I saw that we'd struck gold with an awesome picture.
So we're looking at a picture of you and Randy Howe selfie.
Yep, selfie.
And he actually pinched you.
Yeah, he went. You could see clearly.
Tell us about the unwanted touch.
I was kind of. You could see. I don't have much of a facial expression there. I was just taken aback by the whole thing. I don't know why. I don't know why you would go for that pinch on that particular area. I don't know. I don't really have anything to say about it. I was just taken aback by the whole incident.
Now, I'm curious. Did he break the skin? Was there damage on the skin?
You know what? At the time, I probably should have checked to see if there was like red. Maybe I could have gotten a loss.
So there was bruising.
I don't know.
So you admit there was bruising. There was bruising.
Not to the best of my knowledge.
Right, so there was bruising. Let the record show.
Okay, there was a little bruising. All right, so this contest, guys, involved this picture, and we asked the viewers and fans of Ike Live to what did we ask them to do? We asked them to.
It was specifically, what TH Marine product could I have used to thwart off this unwanted pinch?
What TH product could you have used to thwart off Randy Howe's pinching advancement on your arm?
Pinch.
And people went all over the place with these answers. Some people were very blunt, nav light to the face. I could have chucked an Atlas jack plate at him.
Oh, that's a big piece of metal.
Blunt ones like that. And then a couple people got a little more creative with their responses. We didn't plan this out at all, of course.
When he says we, this is 100% on him because you were tasked with this. 100%.
Slumping you into it. Okay, so let's get to the moment. There's a lot of people watching right now. They want to know if they won this contest.
We're going to pick it, Mike. We're going to give you a couple options. We're going to settle this right here.
All right, yeah. So that.
James, you're weighing in. Mike, you're weighing in.
James,
that was the plan. Was we're gonna throw out like a top 5, and then we're gonna see which one.
Might be a top 2 because Eric can't find them right now.
Okay, so nav light to the face was in the top 5
last
night. If you remember.
Okay, nav light to the face.
Nav light to the face.
And then this was one we liked. Atlas jack plate. That pinch gave him 6 inches of lift.
It's a good one.
I like that one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Another one? Give us another one.
Oh yeah. The new rape whistle expansion model for the Hydrowave.
Oh, so it's a new sound on Hydrowave.
Yeah, I guess
rape whistle. Okay, that's funny.
Let's see.
All right.
Green TH Marine hat.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, someone put that as a response.
Green and they took a screenshot of a green TH Marine hat on the website and posted it. I love it so much.
Wasn't there a warm, thick TH Marine sweatshirt?
Oh,
Could have been used as well.
Thick, woolly TH Marine hoodie.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Let's keep going. Could have sprayed some G juice in his eye. That's always an
Like
option.
mace? G juice like mace? Okay.
Luke Duncan, TH Marine G-Force pepper spray.
It's a new product they're coming out. IKE 2019.
I could have used a YOLO Tech power stick with a power light to temporarily blind him and then use it as a bow shaft to incapacitate the unfortunate Mr. Howell.
Okay.
All right, so there we are.
All right, there you have it.
We got to pick one.
All right, James, give me your selection.
The last one, the jack plate.
Just chucking an Atlas jack plate at him, or the 6 inches of lift.
I thought those. Is that the same one?
No, they were different ones.
I like the
But-
6 inches of lift.
Yeah, that was creative.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah.
I liked the angle on that.
And then, was there a scent? Was there a scent they were going to spray, or was it?
It was G juice.
G juice.
Everyone
Yeah,
wanted
okay,
me to
G-juice.
utilize the G
Yeah.
juice.
That's a pretty good
So
one
those
too.
are my 3.
Yeah, I like G juice in the eye, and I like the 6 inches
A lot
of
of
lift.
people recommended a troll tamer. No.
Kong.
The sleeve for the troll.
Oh, the troll sleeve.
The troll sleeve.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. But for me, it's the rape whistle.
The rape
I'm going
whistle.
Rape whistle expansion on the
expansion
Hydrowave.
model, yeah.
Okay.
That's stout.
All right.
Pretty clever.
So what are we going with here, folks?
We sound extremely indecisive right now.
Becky?
Becky's the only one that makes decisions.
You make it. It's between.
She's shopping for purses.
It's between Atlas,
If I had
6
another
inches of
camera right
lift, G juice spray to the eyes, or the brand new sound on the Hydrowave, which is the rape whistle sound. Yep, it's a new sound. They just added. No, it's really called rape whistle. No, we did. It's
how do you
really
know?
called that.
James, put that mic on her.
Okay, come on. And the winner is.
Put the mic on her.
No, the winner is.
I'm taking the G juice out because I feel like we've done this.
Okay. G juice to the eye is no good. 6 inches of lift or
Yeah, read it back.
rape whistle.
Rape whistle is disturbing, so I'm going with the 6 inch.
And there you have it. The winner is 6 inches of lift on the Atlas Jack plate. Your winner, Eric, give me a name on that.
I lost the comment. But I
Okay.
will message you, and you are going to be receiving a YOLO Tech.
All
power
right,
stick.
listen. Whoever said 6
Since
inches of
Eric
lift.
ships, expect that in 6 months
Yeah,
if you're lucky.
Eric will,
I don't
send you
need
this
that. I don't
6
need
months,
that from
and
you.
you win in this prize. This is amazing. You win the YOLO Tech stick. And James, real quick, I'm going to put you on the spot because one of the writers we work with today actually used this today.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah, it was. He
You got
just
to
plugged
see it
it
in
right
action.
into my light pole.
Yep.
And then he asked me to turn the nav lights on, so that's how he gets the power.
Yep. So it powers your GoPro or your Yi camera or
Yeah.
whatever you're using, your Garmin. Powers it up. It's powered right through the nav lights.
Yeah.
It's adjustable, which is really cool. Look at this thing. You can get different heights on it. I think that's really amazing. It's got 2 different adapters for different bases, depending on which model boat you have. And there's your winner. What happened back there?
If only the contest was still open.
Oh, we got a good IM.
Oh, we got a good one.
Oh, there's
All right, well, here's the deal. Runner
It's
up.
a bonus.
This is the runner-up.
Runner up. Okay, so we have a winner.
We'll
who
cut
is-
it in half.
This guy's getting a hat.
All right. This guy's going to get a hat signed by people. What
From
do we got here?
username Pete's Ultrex, the "Don't Ram Me" mount.
That's a good one.
And Dan Myers was the Atlas Jack plate.
Okay, Dan Myers, and who was the last one?
Pete's Ultrex.
Okay, Dan Myers, you're the grand prize winner. Pete's Ultrex, you're going to get a runners-up prize. Thank you for participating in the TH Marine contest. And of course, the prize was the YOLO stick, and check that out. Even if you didn't win tonight, it's a great way to capture your fishing. Brian the Carpenter, do we have the Huey Hudley who Crockett calling in, or does that not happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's that
I'm
mean?
weighing in to say, yeah, I need my phone back.
Oh, okay. All right. In the meantime, let's James. You know, we never let a guest come in here and not play a little game.
You're gonna razz me.
No, we're gonna play a little game with you. We've done some really
No, it's
amazing
my
games
benefit.
here. We do the hot topics. We've done more recently in the last couple shows. We've done movie scripts, and tonight, because we have a very special guest, talented musician with us tonight, Logan. I'm gonna get Logan to help us with this game tonight. And this is a game, Brian the Carpenter, Eric the Intern. This is a game called Name That Angler. Name That Angler. So you're going to be able to use. No, don't worry. We're going to be able to use the full list of 110 elite anglers, and I'm going to get Logan to play some tunes, and based off of his song, I want you to put a name to the angler based on the song.
I should be good at this.
This is going to be good. Okay. So Logan, we need 3 or 4 different tunes, just different songs. They need to all feel a little different. Just give me about 3 or 4 different tunes, and we're going to name that angler. James, name that angler based off of what you hear. Okay?
Okay.
And here we go. Logan, begin. Okay?
That's all I get.
Yeah, that's it for that one. That's the first one. Name the angler based off the... Can you do that again? Do that same one again. Real quick. Let me hear this one again. Who is that? James?
It reminds me of Mark Davis.
Mark Davis! That's correct!
Yes.
Brian!
Because he talks slow. And
Right.
Yeah. You know, he's loud.
Yes.
And, you know, he's a big guy.
That is so correct. I mean, that's the right answer. I have right here on my paper. Logan, that's correct. Okay.
I'm going to kill this guy.
Okay, song / sound number 2. Go ahead, Logan. There you go. Okay. First one was Mark Davis with a simple man. And now, this is a more inquisitive, happy song. The angler that matches that song is?
Happy. Chad Pipkins.
Chad Pipkins! That's correct! The hair product dripping off his head. Chad Pipkins.
Yeah, that's...
No,
Yeah,
I think that was... Well, they do room together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
see?
It could be part Chad Pipkins. It could be part Brandon Polnick. But I think Chad Pipkins was the right answer. Okay, Mark Davis, Chad Pipkins. Logan, number 3.
Oh, you don't get this one right. Come on.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Aaron Martin's.
A-Mart!
That's exactly what I thought.
A-Mart is correct! God,
We've got the same mind.
Can you just visualize that plays through his mind every time he's fishing?
I envision him walking on his tiptoes to that music.
No, that's Dave Bronson. That's Dave.
That was right. All right, this is so impressive. Brian DeCarpenter, I don't know. We've got 3 for 3 correct. Mark Davis, Chad Pipkins, Aaron Martin's all right. And the grand finale to win the prize tonight, James. This is important. Logan, present us with number 4. Whoa, wow. Hold on. A lot of people at home weren't sure about that. Logan, give us that one more time. Sound number 4. This is the toughest of the night. Give it to us, Logan.
I know the answer.
That sounded like a fart.
It sounds like a fart. But
Oh, there's one answer to this. There's one answer.
It's a fart, and it's very short. It's very small. It says boom.
Think short.
Think short and think fart.
Yep.
Short. Fart. Short.
You know, this that reminds me of John Cruz.
And he wins!
Short fart.
James wins! A short fart! Those come out of John Cruz's boat every day. Every marshal he's ever drawn has commented not on John's fishing, but on John's farts. And that is correct. Big round of applause for Logan, everybody, to give us the 4 select sounds to the different anglers. And I can't believe, Becky, what does James win? Because most of the guys on these stupid contests we put together, they fail. They fail miserably. And somehow he got all the answers correct. They're all right here. What does he get?
I've got a mirror back there
Becky,
showing
you
me.
can get rid of some of this stuff.
Good job. Oh, wait! Grab the, no. Heather, grab the...
Is that a trailer hitch cover?
Grab that, Beck. It's all right. We've washed it, I think.
That's a trailer
And
hitch
here
cover.
it goes. Let me present. Hold this up. Brian DeCarpenter, who's busy on the phone. Brian DeCarpenter, give us a close-up real quick. Everybody at home, we know how much we love this, but James, for getting all 4 correct, wins the official one-of-a-kind used Ike Live Fifi.
Oh, dear.
And there you have it.
Fifi.
Ike Live Fifi.
Dude, we can't.
Look, you gotta play that.
What's the matter? We can't give away a Fifi?
That was perfect.
Everybody should have a Fifi like that. It's perfect. That's it. I like the Fifi. It's a great prize.
The Fifi's a great prize.
All right. Instead, he wins Jerry McInnes's book. No, we can't
brown
give that
dogs
away.
and baseballs.
Bass fishing, brown dogs, and curveballs.
All right, Brian the Carpenter. What do we got?
We may have a caller on the line.
Okay. Caller, what's your name? Where you call? Wait.
Hudley Crockett here, live at Chesapeake Bay, the scene of the most recent canceled Bassmaster event. Sources close to Ike Live News report that the Russians, in attempt to block Mike Iaconelli from winning, may have meddled in the cancellation of the event. A second bombshell is growing legs and circling around one of Ike's business partners and personal confidant, Pete Gluzek. A unidentified governmental source reporting that Pete, along with Bass Upper Management, was spotted at the only muddy spot in the river known as the Susquehanna. There, they were seen taking photos and filming the same piece of flooded timber in an attempt to bolster claims of unsafe boating conditions. One could only assume that same source also confirms that Vladimir Putin was on the boat and draped in full bass regalia.
That idiot.
Lastly, social media is abuzz with past statements uttered by Pete Gluzek that certainly question his loyalty to Ike and, yes, America. Statements like, "I wish I was alive April 18th, 1775 in Boston so I could trip Paul Revere's horse." Or, "I stopped watching hockey in 1990 after America won the gold over Mother Russia." Also, and, yeah, I rewired Mike's Triton Live well wires at the Classic. So what? Finally, Pete said, and I quote, "I never eat freedom fries, only French fries." Hudley Crockett, signing off live, somewhere totally dry and safe in Maryland.
Yeah, Hudley Crockett, everybody. Wow, man, that's great to hear from him. I tell you, as far as in a reporter, he's been the best for years and years, and he continues to be the best. He's outstanding. Brian the Carpenter, this is a great show. Yeah, I want to end it. I want to go out in style. Logan, will you take us out with a song? You in the mood to take us out with something? It's a nice little tune that can go on and on and on and on. Take us out. We've got real quick. Want to remind everybody, you can watch old episodes of Ike Live many ways, including IkeLive.com, iTunes, Stitcher. What else, Brian?
I'd like to add that the Bass University Live is now on iTunes. There's an iTunes account for Bass U Live.
Yes.
For our live content, our iCast content, all of the above.
Yes.
So good stuff. Check it out.
Check it out.
Carry on.
It's been a great show. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank our in-studio guest, starting to my right, James Elam, everybody. James being in studio.
I like that Mullex hat, son.
Yes, I do too. I want to thank, on the casting couch tonight, I want to thank Logan and Heather for joining us for the first time at Ike Live. Thank you. I want to thank Miss Rebecca with her beautiful necklace from Melissa Clun. Thank you, Beck, for being with us tonight.
Melissa Clun.
Thank you. And, of course, the guys that make it happen every week. I don't take any credit for it. Brian the Carpenter and Eric the Intern pushing buttons in the booth. Thank you, guys. Also, big shout-out to Skeet Reese, Thomas Allen, and, of course, Mr. Randy Flowers for joining us. And last but not least, Hudley Crockett, thank you for checking in with us tonight. It's been a great show. Pete Glusick, good luck at Lake Champlain next week. Stay tuned. The next Ike Live, it's probably a couple months away. See you soon.
Hit it, Logue.
Hit it, Logue. Take us out. And it goes a little something like this. Hit it.
The tippy toe song. Do the tippy toe song.
Do the tippy toe song again.